with you people? Every famous nigga that gets arrested is not Nelson Mandela. Yes, the government conspires to put a lot of innocent black men in jail on fallacious charges. But R. Kelly is not one of those men. We all know the nigga can sing. But what happened to standards? What happened to bare minimums? You a fan of R. Kelly? You want to help R. Kelly? Then get some counseling for R. Kelly. Introduce him to some older women. Hide his camcorder. But don't pretend like the man is a hero. And stop the damn dancing. Act like you got some goddamn sense, people. Damn. Don't playing around here. Boo! Hey, you with the afro. Give it a rest. Beat it. Put the music back on.
Chick 1 2 1 2, bitch.
Hey, that's how we starting the show, huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh man,
Especially everything that's going down.
yeah.
We just gotta get out and regulate, man.
I like the sample better. I keep forgetting. Hey, I keep forgetting things will never be the same again. I keep forgetting. I don't know the words. I keep forgetting every time I know. So, what up, everybody? This is episode 97
97.
of the iLLogical Sense podcast. This is your boy Busby.
And over here is J.C. No
What
Hands. And in spirit is Martine because he's handling some business.
Shit. You gotta say, and Martine. Don't say nothing. He's here somewhere in the basement. I'm like Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Martine said, "Nothing, you idiots." Anyway, how was your weekend?
Busy.
Same. Well, mine was chill.
Money making.
Of course, you had to make that money.
Yep.
I had like 3 days off, so I went out to Frisco. Actually, Karina was throwing a little day party with Mr. Fab.
Shout out to them both.
Shout out to them both. It was pretty. It was ratchet, cracking, and some embarrassing stuff kind of happened to me. Tell me why my pants ripped.
I can see that happening.
How can you see that happening?
You're the type of person that I could picture that happening to.
Okay, well, I don't know how to take that, but yeah, I began to sit in her section and shit, and all of a sudden, as soon as I sat down, I heard a. And I was like, "Oh, motherfucker!" But lucky for me, there was Karina came with her homegirls, and they had me like carry their jackets and shit. Now, usually I would have been like, "Go and carry your own shit," but but I had to cover myself, so I clenched their jackets very closely to me, and I had to be the low key bodyguard because niggas are vultures out here.
Yeah.
Another thing randomly happened over there. There was this dude that we were sharing a section with. He let me sip his Henny, so I was like, all right. And then he was like, "Yay, man! You think you could take a video of me in Fab's section and shit?" And I was like, all right, okay, whatever. And, I got his little phone, and he was like, he took out a whole stack of ones and started just making it rain in the section. Like, yeah, man. And he was all like talking shit into the camera, and I was kind of zooming in on his face. You know how they fucking do that shit in the camera. They were doing all that shit, and I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, thanks, man. He walks away, and me and Fab just look at each other and just were like, okay. And then you damn right, I picked up them ones on the floor and did my own little money phone.
Got it.
$7.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah. This look like give me a hell yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, had to take I paid for my BART trip home. I was like, shit.
Yeah, not too bad.
Hey, man.
Unfortunately, speaking of BART.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. This is what? 12 hours later or so?
12? Well, no.
Incident happened at like 1 in the morning?
On a Sunday?
Going into past Monday morning?
This Monday morning, yeah. Well,
July 23rd.
This. Yeah, as we're recording this.
Yeah, these two sisters, Nia and Tashiya Wilson. I don't even know if they even got on the damn BART train, or if it was on the surface or waiting area. Anyways, this white guy, John Lee Cowell, just comes up and goes up to Nia and just slits her throat.
So he was racist.
Is that what the word is?
Well, word going around was that he's a white supremacist. He was like, he's a well-known white supremacist dude or whatever.
I saw it, but I didn't want to say anything until I knew it was confirmed.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I didn't see any of the reports.
That's what they're saying, and right now, and pretty much what their sister is in critical condition as we speak. But this motherfucker is on the run. Yeah. And I guess Bart waited 15 minutes to get his photo
15 hours.
15 hours, my bad. And because probably due to pressure on social media, now his face is all over the spot. And right now, I don't want to say it because, I don't want to incriminate myself. Let's just say if you see him, point at him. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
No, I was going to say that as of now, they actually found out his residence, his phone numbers.
That's what I mean.
They plastered all that out.
On social media.
You can't get in trouble if we ain't plastering it out.
We ain't plastering it out, but if you see him, just point at him.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, that's basically where I'm at this point. Again, it's prayers up to their family.
Oh, yeah.
But at this point, ain't no need for prayers. This story hit close to home for me because Shree takes the BART often to and from work. So that got me really in a dark place for a few hours today. Just thinking about that because at that point, there ain't no talking me off the ledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To me, there's no talking. It's on site. So... Y'all know what I mean.
You know what the deal is.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I just...
Yeah, and I guess this is coming after... They have something called Pure Brothers. Which is another fascist group. And I guess they were throwing an event today. So then citizens of Oakland were throwing a counter event to pretty much try to block them out. So I don't know if that's somehow related to this.
Ain't gonna be no block. Not gonna
say nothing. I don't know if this was related to that or But
yeah, I see. I'm trying to watch my words because I don't want it coming back. But yeah. White people, man.
Police better get them before the streets do. That's all I'll say.
Shit.
It'll be a whole other story.
I'm keeping my quick. There's a quote I kind of want to say, but nah, that's too woke for y'all niggas.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But again, rest in peace to Nia.
Yeah, rest in peace to her.
And prayers up for Tashiya as she's recovering. Mm-hmm. And they try to go through. And then back to a few episodes ago, we were talking about the California Supreme Court. And
trying to split us up to 3 states and shit.
Yeah, well, they came out and they were like, yeah, fuck all that. So they blocked that
9, shit.
Which, in my eyes, was a good thing because the whole point of that was to separate to make even that much more, quote-unquote, red states.
Mm-hmm, so they can have more ways to win.
Right.
All electoral college would be all fucked up. It would have been all fucked up.
Right. So I kind of tie those two together just to kind of say, at least they ain't going to be that... just John Lee Cowell's just running wild, rampant.
They already low-key are, especially out here in the Bay, surprisingly.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, I'm kind of not surprised, too. They're really showing their face, and they're being brave. But when you be brave, don't forget that your president going to get your ass whooped.
Of course.
In the words of my coach. You going to get your ass kicked.
Give me a hell yeah. But I'm not surprised because this is the same place 10 years ago where Oscar Grant Fruitvale situation took place.
Yeah, so, man.
It don't surprise me. I think it's surprising everybody else considering the fact that they would look at California and they were using California as kind of like a safe haven where, racism doesn't exist there.
But yeah, it's here. It's here.
Okay. Yeah.
But it is what it is. But into some better news, I did go to the movie. I was actually at home because I had some days off, so I was watching Netflix a lot. But something came back that I really love, and it's Last Chance U. Season 3. They got a new school. I remember seeing the trailer, and I remember seeing that I think I sent it to you, right? When the trailer came out? When the trailer...
I think I sent it to you. We
whatever, we both know. And I saw they have a coach named... His coach was Jason Brown from Compton. A white boy from Compton.
Yep.
And that's all I saw. I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting because they're following a whole different team and shit like that. What's it called?
Independence
Community College in Kansas, in the middle of nowhere.
Basically, same situation as East Mississippi and Scuba.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though I was busy driving like a madman, making all that shmoney I can make, I pretty much built my schedule around watching this all weekend.
Oh my God.
And
this shit kicked me by some seats. Shout out to Myrna. Me and her were talking about that shit like all weekend because she was telling me this shit is crazy. And I was like, it can't be that crazy.
This shit was wild.
I have never been stressed. Only football team that ever stressed me out were my Niners when we're in the playoffs. And well, just period. This team stressed me out.
I wouldn't even say they stressed me out. It was just watching them like, y'all a team, but you're not a team.
Seriously. And they won games.
Right.
Won championships. Because this coach, Jason Brown, he's known to go to programs and switch it up on some, I don't know, some anti-Coach Carter shit.
Something like that.
The first game. You talk about the first game when they were like practicing.
Well, before that, just so his background is when we say he's from Compton, he's from Compton.
The streets.
Actually, let's put it better. He's from Bompton.
Yeah.
And ran with a set.
Only white boy there.
Yeah, but couldn't tell that to anybody because he was accepted amongst everybody.
Yep.
And just had some issues with his own family, and then ended up getting involved with the head coach at Compton College at the time, which I was actually laughing watching it. I was like, oh, he played where I actually filmed when I was down in LA. Like, pretty wild.
Wild indeed.
And yeah, he made a name for himself as quarterback. Ended up going to, I think he played at a school in Kansas. And then it actually led to a short stint with the Kansas City Chiefs in the NFL. And then he went to the AFL, spent a few years there. And I will say this, in comparison to Buddy Steffens, who was the head coach in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Coach Brown, you could tell he has a heart to help those kids.
Yeah.
Because he gets it because he lived what they're living. So I'll give him that.
I'll give him that. He was chill. He was hella cool. Hella chill. Like, dude, chilling in a... like he was in over his head. First game.
Like, you can tell that you can tell that while he's going off like a madman, his heart's in the right place.
Yeah, he was passionate.
Yeah.
Really, really passionate.
But that first game, man.
No, let's talk about everything leading up to the first game. Niggas buying the players pizza. He wasn't really yelling at them.
That the first 30 minutes, he had already caught 3 of them on social media smoking weed and plotting. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be that season.
And then
for show.
And then he's sitting in the hot tub smoking a cigar, like, and he was just casually just saying, "Nah, I didn't watch game film, but we're gonna be all right. We got this. We got hella D1 players, and we cool."
Right.
First game came.
Them niggas got smacked 7-21.
They weren't even tackling. They were out of shape. They weren't even chasing after the defenders, arm tackling. I was sitting there like, what? Fumbling. Yeah, you got smacked.
You know what it reminded me of? The very first game. Remember Gridiron Gang?
Yeah.
The Rock and Exhibit?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
That basically reminded me of that.
Yep, pretty much.
Let's see. So some of the players that were standouts. So you had quarterback Malik Henry.
That whole ass nigga.
Interestingly enough, he's actually the 3rd straight former Florida State quarterback to get sent down, go through the JUCO system, and then go. But his story, we'll get into that.
We'll get to him in a minute.
Yeah, then you had 3 running backs. Rakeem Boyd, who came from Texas A&M. Kingston Davis came from Michigan, and then you had Jamal Scott, who was looking for
the goal somewhere. Yeah.
Linebacker Bobby Bruce,
skinny ass linebacker at that.
Yeah, he's a hitter though.
Yep.
Wide receiver Carlos Thompson came from Texas Tech, but he didn't know about clock eligibility. So now, even though he was trying to get back up the ranks, the highest he could go was D2.
I think he's gonna be all right though. If there's no NFL lockout, he'll be cool. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's
probably we'll get into
we get to them whole ass niggas later.
Defensive lineman Emmett Goodman, and then you had center Kerry Buckmaster.
Buckmaster, that's a dope ass name.
Yeah,
Buckmaster.
So those were the main players they were following around all throughout the season, and yeah, man,
that's pretty much. Where should we begin with these players? Let's start at Malik. Whole ass nigga. Can we talk about episode 4? Let's talk about episode 4.
That's the hot one.
Well,
That's the hot
how about
episode.
episode 3? That's when I was stressed.
Episode leads in episode 4. Yeah. Okay. We'll start there.
Episode 3 was stressful for me because I didn't know the record, so I was watching this kind of in real time, and it was like late at night when I was watching it. This is like fresh when I came back from the party and shit. So I'm sitting here watching this, and then throughout the whole game, I'm getting more stressed, and I'm damn near yelling at the TV.
Yep.
And then there was a part in the end when they needed good field position, and they kicked it to the to the end zone, and the ball bounced and it went to the end zone. So I'm thinking, okay, pick it up and take a knee. No. He decides to run out the damn end zone. No. And I just go, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? I walked around my house. I had to pause it. And I'm going like, are they going to win this game? Are they going to win this game? And yeah, they won the game.
Yeah.
Shockingly. And I was just like, I don't even smoke a cigarette. I need to smoke a cigarette. This is some bullshit. And then my homegirl, Myrna, I was like texting her throughout the whole shit. She's from Canada. So I was just texting her, like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck? She was like, just wait till episode 4. And the next morning, you tell me the same shit. Just wait till episode 4.
Yeah, episode 4 was on just a whole other damn... Like,
fuckery.
The whole thing centered basically around one game.
Dodge.
And it was like that game would not fucking end for anything.
No, the build-up to it.
But even the build-up... That's what I'm saying. This one game, the preparation for this one game, the game, and then a quick aftermath. It was like you couldn't get out of the week. You were just stuck there for eternity.
It was hell. And that game, you had everything. You had dysfunctional. You had Malik Henry cussing out the coaches, the refs, the players. Just...
Bro, even before that, when... Coach Brown found out about the grades.
Yeah.
And he went off on the coaches. And he's cussing out Frank Diaz, the quarterback coach. And then he storms out. And then it's quiet for like 3 seconds. And the door pops right back open. He goes,
another motherfucking thing. He was saying motherfucker a lot.
The funny thing was, I think it was in a later episode, it was when he said, yeah, so what's up, you motherfuckers? Emphasis on motherfuckers. And then, of course, you know, he's in an area where it's considered the Bible Belt, so a lot of people aren't used to that, so they're looking at him kind of like, oh, you one of them. Yeah. You're from Compton.
It got to the point I just forgot he was a white boy. Sometimes I felt it was forced, but the more he kept talking, I'm like, no, this is who he is.
Oh, no. When he was shopping for the Cadillac.
That's what in the middle of he wasn't looking at game film.
He wasn't watching no game film.
He wasn't prepping them. He was like, oh, maybe I'm going to buy a new car today.
Put on a blazer jacket or a suit jacket to buy a car.
I'm going to buy a car today. I'm like, what? He's like the complete opposite of Buddy. Buddy was just focused on the players, trying to get game filmed, all that shit. JB? Yeah. Hell nah.
Yeah, so in the midst of the game, everybody's going off on each other. And then the funniest part, shouts out to my boy Connor. He had warned me before. He goes, yeah, episodes 3 and 4, like, it doesn't get much better than that. So as I'm watching, of course, it gets to the end scene where they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on, so they call a timeout.
Yeah.
So he looks at the wide receivers coach, who was Lawan Latson.
Yeah.
And he's just yelling, your fucking receivers are trash. I can't do shit with them. And he turns on to walk, and obviously
he throws his headset
and
down.
Just flies at him. So he's walking. Then when he finally realizes what's going on, he goes,
who the fuck threw that?
Yeah. And so then he's looking. He goes, you want to get buck, motherfucker? And he's just, and there's this look on Coach Latson's face where he's just like, it's blank, it's empty, he's just there.
He just...
And then as soon as...
You gonna take off on me, bro? That's what he said!
And then as soon as he says that, he lunges towards them, and all the coaches have to get in between them. And I'm watching, and I'm like, oh, shit!
I was like, oh, shit! I want to know how the other team on, like, Dodge City was like, is this really going on right now? Are they fighting amongst each other? Malik, the quarterback... We might as well just go to him. That dude was talking shit throughout the whole shit. He was so fed up of the whole team. Like, we're just unorganized. We on this, man. Yo, fat ass coach. Fuck this nigga. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're not Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Dead ass.
I mean, the shots they were taking, I mean, this is basically what it sounded like.
Pretty much.
Like,
on each other.
Yeah.
On each other.
And then just when you thought it was over.
There was more. Buckwater getting bucked. The lineman getting mad. He wasn't doing shit. And like there was like what 2 minutes left of the game. And like, oh, Buckwater, go back in. Oh, now you want me?
It's like, what's that your fucking ass out there? All the shit I did for you.
I was like, what? Why are you mad? Why get your ass? It was fuckery, and I loved every minute of it. And then they won the game.
Yeah. Out of all that bullshit.
All the bullshit.
It was what, 27, 22 or something?
28, some crazy ass
and
score.
They end up, and how they got the score.
Yeah, old boy fumbled the ball.
He fumbles the ball and it just pops up in the damn lineman's hands and he pivots into the end zone.
And then they won.
I'm watching it and I'm like, for real?
And then
like, of course this is how this shit's gonna end.
And then the final quote in the game, in the final quote of the episode, JB, the coach goes in there and he's all like, "This would have been a shit show if we were losing.
Yeah,
but winning solves all the problems."
Right. Yes, I mean that was pretty much that episode of the season.
That sums up the whole series.
Give it an Emmy.
Give it an Emmy. That deserves an Emmy.
Right.
And the guy who discovered this team, the producer that pitched this team for this season, he needs to get a raise.
No, for sure.
And
for sure.
But can we talk about these players?
Yeah,
Malik.
We
gotta talk about Malik because he's just interesting to me because he acts like he's Tom Brady, but he ain't shit.
Yeah, first when he came across, I'm like, bruh, you're not all that. But then when it got to the later episodes where they introduced his father, I was like, that explains it.
Yeah, his father
wholeheartedly explains it.
He wanted to play baseball. Right. That's all he wanted to do. He wanted to play baseball.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was his parents divorced and his dad dipped, and then he didn't come back until he was the top quarterback ranked in that 2016 class.
And for the in high school,
ESPN 300.
Yeah, that's when he. Yeah, of course, that's when he comes back.
So he should go. And then what tripped me out about that the most was that he was like, he wanted to play baseball, but I'm telling him this is what's good, and no 16-year-old under my house is gonna be making decisions. And I'm like, nigga, who the fuck is you? Just got back. I wish my father would. Yeah,
I wish a nigga would.
Man,
I would have told him, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do? Kick me out? You need me. Right. That's why I say you. The only reason why you back is because of me.
Right.
Nigga, in the words of Joe Pesci, I only own this shit because of me, motherfucker.
Yeah, but I mean that definitely explained a little with him.
But still, he was still a hoe ass.
Right. The running backs. I like the dynamics with the running back.
Oh yeah, they were cool.
Rakeem Boyd actually accepted a scholarship to Arkansas, so he'll be playing with them this year.
Kingston Davis, he went to Michigan.
No, he came from Michigan.
But where did he go?
I think the last game he was eating Cheetos in the stands or something. I'm like, wait, what the hell is he doing?
Oh yeah, because he didn't get no playing time. I remember that.
Yeah,
you remember that? That's why he was hella mad because he didn't get no playing time.
Jamal Scott came in as the third string, but then ended up pretty much carrying him the first half of the season as running back.
Bobby Bruce, man.
That was a sad story.
That was. I was rooting for him until they did the whole, when they just say where all the players went. Right. And as soon as Bobby Bruce came up, and it was like, oh, he got arrested over the summer for armed robbery. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I said, damn, man. He ain't coming back. So I was like, that was a bittersweet ending.
Carlos Thompson, he accepted a scholarship with the D2.
That's like I said, he was cool. I liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty charismatic. He was cool.
Emmett Gooden, that was a funny character. Mm-hmm. He was a defensive lineman, and then he went to University of Tennessee.
Yeah. And
then Kerry Buckmaster, the center, he was pretty much like the heart of the offense. He was injured the first 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
Shoulder injury. He went to a D2 school in Missouri. One thing I found was interesting in this was there was no academic counselor at this school.
None. To
me, that was eye-opening in the sense of people always look at JUCO to D1 schools in terms of what they have and what they don't have. Mm-hmm. That shit's very visible in JUCO itself. Like, you have a powerhouse JUCO, and then you got a JUCO that's coming up.
Yeah.
And that was the difference between East Mississippi versus Indy.
Yeah, so it was, they had no Michelle Wagner. They had Brittany Wagner. They had none of that.
Yeah.
I guess you could say the English teacher was like
LaTanya, Miss Pickard. Pinkard.
Shout out to her wigs, though.
Yeah, they were popping.
Every scene, she had a different ass wig.
They were popping.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
But no, it was definitely touching, and I felt where she was coming from when she has a real heart and a passion to get all of the kids educated, particularly the black students.
Yeah.
And then because her whole thought and her basis behind it was, my ancestors died just wanting an education.
Yeah.
So I will not let that go, and I'll not let their deaths be in vain. You guys are gonna get your education. So I thought that was really strong. And then shout out to Austin Drake, the band member who made the beats and the song. Like, hey, somebody got to be the Eminem out there.
That
man.
was hella funny how when they were playing it on the Jumbotron and everyone was just looking up like, what the fuck? And he's the only one like, yeah.
A couple players there looking at there was like, okay.
Everyone else was just like, what the fuck is?
Hey, man, shouts out to you. Everybody got a dream, man. I hope you get, hey, if it all fails, they do like Dame Dash. If all fails with his rhymes, pick him up for his beats because he did have a hot beat.
Yeah, it was cool. It was just hella funny just seeing how he was so focused on trying to get that shit. That was like his dream. And then when it was up there, he was hella smiling, nodding his head, and then it showed everyone else in the crowd having this look like, why is this up here?
Hey, man. Shouts out to him because you live out your dreams. And
it was only 8 episodes, but it felt like forever.
Yeah,
but
they finished 9-2. I think they were number 4 or 5.
I don't know how they got 9-2. That's the most crazy shit in the world to me.
It's like when the 2004 Lakers went to the finals,
and they won. They only won one. They lost 2 games, and the one game they lost, that's what caused them not to go to the national championship. Was it?
No, the first game they got blown out 70-21.
I know, but the second game they lost.
The second game they lost was like, I don't even think they were going to make it to the championship, to be honest.
Yeah, but they got a bowl game, so they went 9-2 and got a bowl and won a bowl, and it was like, how? It's just,
hey, man.
How?
When they always say hard work and all that, and ethics and all that, it's always going to outbeat talent. But when that shit falls flat,
the talent
is always
literally
going to shine through.
They lucked out, man. Because how he was coaching. See, when it comes to Coach Brown, honestly, I liked him. Like, if anything, I would rather have Buddy coach me than he coach me. I would rather work. Let me rephrase that. I would rather work with Buddy than work with James Brown. Coach
Brown will piss you off, but you know where he's coming from. Coach Buddy, if you even look like you're in a bad situation, remember when he called all of them gangsters and thugs, and all they were doing was helping their teammates because they were getting jumped?
Yeah,
I'm not rocking with that.
That was. I get that part, but
I'm not rocking.
I'm thinking of this football period of winning games and shit. When you unorganized, when you're cussing me out, when you're trying to fight me and all this other shit and shit that's beyond my control. Nah, man, I can't fuck with that. At least Buddy had a system and everything was just going and just had everything just, He
had a system, but at the same time, his prestige definitely, it looked like it took precedence over the players.
Yeah, I get it.
So,
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
I understand. I want to be in something organized too.
Would you have patience with Coach Brown? Would you have patience with him if he was cussing you out for something that was beyond your control? Like,
if I wasn't, that's the difference between me and those kids.
No, I'm talking about the coaching staff.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes back and forth. It goes back and forth because remember, Coach Buddy did the same with Coach Mark Woods.
But that was just one. He went at everybody. Coach Brown.
But even then, like, how would you feel as Coach Mark Woods? Just you happen to be the one that he's always going at.
I would have fucking took flight on. I don't have patience for that.
Like, you either want organized chaos or you just want complete fucking, but you still somehow win 9 games.
You know what? How they compared Coach Brown to? They said he's like a downgraded Jim Harbaugh. Like, I was like, was that how it was over there when he was coaching for my Niners? Just anarchy on the sideline, and then we just happen to win games. Yeah, that makes sense.
Pretty much.
Nearly won a Super Bowl.
Pretty much.
But speaking of the old team, East Mississippi, if you go through all the episodes, it shows there's a recap episode when it goes back and it touches on.
I feel like this should have been shown first.
Yeah.
In a way. Like, they should have.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, they should have just dropped this a week before.
Yeah.
Just so as we can kind of catch up. Because once you get down to it, it's like, okay, I'm done. Wait. Oh wait, I got to watch this now.
Yeah.
So I think, but it is what it is.
They won another national championship.
They won another national championship this past year. They only had 1 loss. 31 sophomores came through the program, and then 26 actually graduated early.
That's good.
So Mark Woods and 4 or 5 other coaches, they dipped after the last season. And then of course everybody knows Brittany Wagner. She left. She actually ended up in Birmingham, and she now started a consulting company called 10,000 Pencils.
I remember seeing that when I followed her on Twitter. And I was like, okay, good for her.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, hey, you know what? Actually, let's give her some applause for that.
Yeah, she did, and she got herself a dude.
Yeah.
Black. Was he black or was he light skinned, mixed? whatever, he a nigga.
Yeah.
And especially how he hollered at her. He's like, yo, you that chick from Last Chance U, the pencil lady.
Right.
She was like, yeah. And shit, got her number and then fucking her.
Yeah.
So, hey.
What was that? And so they actually showed her old office and they converted it to a classroom.
Which only makes sense.
Right.
Buddy became, you know,
he's still there winning.
He's still winning, and you could tell he seems a little, like you said. You told me earlier he seems more relieved now. Like everything.
The cameras are off on me.
Cameras are off him. He can coach better now. It's like I said, Coach Brown makes Buddy look like a fucking saint.
Nah.
No, I'm serious. With Coach Brown, I could smoke with him. I could drink with him. I could probably go to a party with him.
But you can't do that with Coach Buddy. You know
Exactly.
What I'm saying?
No. This is I would rather chill with Coach Brown, but I would rather work for Buddy because I couldn't work with that nigga. I couldn't work with him. I'd lose my mind. I would lose my mind with him. We're winning games, but I would want to sock you in your fucking dome. You cool, but I kill you.
I get it. I just look at it from the standpoint of under Coach Buddy's system, there's politics.
Well, yeah, that's heavy.
So
that was politics in what's it called? Coach Brown was doing it.
No, there wasn't politics. It was motherfuckers was talking shit to him, so he had to put him in check. That was the politics.
Yeah,
that was the difference. You could catch a pass for Coach Buddy and run out of bounds, and he get pissed off, and then you're no longer in the game.
That's true.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But fucking Buddy, he don't give a fuck as long as we win.
Right.
Hey, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Winning solves everything.
So they actually they came back and revisited. We'll go over really quickly.
Yeah.
We'll wrap this up.
Yeah, wrap this up. This kind of had a really somber ass note.
Yeah. So they had Ronald Ollie, who was from season 1.
Yeah, the most popular one.
He's in Houston now, pursuing both music and trying to get back into football because. I guess he was at Nichols State or University.
He wasn't getting no playing time or something?
He wasn't starting, and he said that the coaches gave him all the opportunity to succeed, and he didn't take advantage, so he left. And then he's actually working with Dwayne Allen, who's tight end in the NFL. His younger brother, Justin Allen, has his own training company called All In Sports, and so he's working with them there.
Shout out to the elite.
Dakota Allen, everybody remembers him for the burglary incident when he got kicked out of Texas Tech.
I did not know that until I watched that shit.
How'd you not know that? That was all plastered over in his episodes.
What? The burglary? I'm talking about the just go on. My bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody remembers him because, you know, he gave us the impression where it was like, how could somebody like of this caliber do that? Mm-hmm. And, you know, he realized he made a mistake, worked his butt back. Well, Texas Tech was paying attention. They were like, we've seen enough. Get your ass back here. Like, you know, we'll take you back. Then he got voted as a captain. Now he's regarded as one of the best linebackers across the country. So
look for him if there's no lockout. Look for him in the NFL.
Yeah,
man.
But most importantly, he said the reason why he came back to school was because he wants to get his business degree. And he's gonna wrap it up this year.
Yeah,
so good for him.
Good for him.
Lane Kiffin,
of all people,
I should have known that Lane Kiffin would have had a role in all of this.
You know, he had a Netflix account.
Yeah, so of course he's at Florida Atlantic, and so he's like, "Oh, players, I'm grabbing them all." So he went and got John Franklin III, who was in season 1, played quarterback, and of course Florida State, came to Mississippi, then went to Auburn. He didn't get no PT, so then he left. Ends up with Lane Kiffin. Then they turn him from quarterback to receiver, and he's balling. And then you had quarterback DeAndre Johnson, who again Florida State, then season 2. Then he goes over there. Defensive end Tim Bonner. And then he's like, that ain't enough.
Wait, there's more. I need more.
So then he grabbed the quarterback coach and turned him into the tight end coach, which was Clint Trickett. So I'm like, that's pretty Lane Kiffin.
I was like, hey, man. He was, man.
Yeah, but the biggest alum that everybody's going to remember is Isaiah Wright.
Man, that whole show turned into a fucking, it turned into a whole crime drama, like in the last half.
Literally turned into the last 24.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, and then everything is like, oh no, damn, damn. Then roll credits. I mean, that's how we gonna end it, huh?
Yep.
Damn.
Basically.
But go on.
Yeah, so he all the way fucked up.
Shit.
He got into some shit with 2 friends, and also his brother. Because the 2 friends were involved with the stabbing death of an 18 or 19-year-old who was selling weed. Even though the brothers weren't with them, they were trying to prove that they knew what was going to happen. But his brother, Camion, they couldn't prove anything without a doubt that he was involved, knew anything about it.
Yeah.
So they let him go. But they have Isaiah on camera basically saying, you know, they said they were going to get the money. So they're trying to implicate him saying he knew what was going to take place. And Yeah.
He's fucked.
Him and the other two guys, they're pretty much they're waiting.
They're waiting for trial.
First degree homicide.
That's fucked up. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, and then you know what? I wouldn't say what made it worse, but what made it all more real was they went and they got the victim's family.
Yeah, they made it too real. Like,
Right.
damn, I don't remember him in the season. I was like, oh, y'all talked to damn. And then it just ends on a somber note. Like, this is how we gonna end this, huh?
Right.
I'm like, okay, we'll see you next year. See you next season.
What more shenanigans Coach Brown could get into next year?
Man,
then it just ended.
Dude, I just imagine him like sea walking on the fucking sideline doing play calling. You know,
he's blood, so he ain't sea walking.
Oh, well, be walking. My blood, what?
Well, I shouldn't call him a blood. He just was
affiliated.
Yeah,
he was just affiliated.
Right.
Man, I gotta meet that nigga one day. He got no and. Yeah,
and they have footage of him back in Compton, so he goes back all the time. He's getting his hair cut, just talking shit with his boys. They're playing cards or bones.
And it's like, if you look at him, you would never think he was a football coach. If anything, he'd be a high school football coach at best.
Yeah. But again, I liked his role. Like, he was very passionate about making sure those kids, like, he gravitated towards the kids that were the forgottens.
Oh, that part when what's his name went to Texas. What did he say? He's like, yeah, don't let them fuck you. And smiled for the picture.
Yeah.
I was like, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So
that season was just wild. I wild, but
right.
Fake fucking Evans. She's wilding.
Nah, we still got a whole lot of sports to get into.
Oh yeah, that shit. Hella sports happened.
Yeah, that can wait.
Yeah, please let's wait that. Let's wait for Fake
fuckery was
Evans.
going on with that. There was some fuckery that took place in the NBA around the Kawhi Leonard situation.
Mm-hmm.
The trade itself wasn't fuckery; it was what happened behind the scenes.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, so the Spurs finally were like, "All right, we're gonna trade him," but it wasn't to the Lakers. It wasn't to the Celtics.
It was to the Sixers.
Yeah. They went and traded him to the Toronto Raptors for DeMar DeRozan.
That's fucked up. That was their star player, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the reason why he didn't go anywhere else was because a few years ago, remember, he was a free agent. Mm-hmm. He said, I'm coming back because I have unfinished business, and I want to get that going.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, well, our business is finished with you, so bye.
Bye.
And
it was even fucked up. Like, he went on Instagram and put like a whole subliminal shit. Like, there's no one loyal.
Well, what happened was the general manager for the Raptors, Masai Ujiri, he calls it a quote unquote gap in communication.
My ass.
Because what he was telling them, how he explained it was, when we assured DeMar that we weren't going to make a deal at the time, we were like fourth in line for this deal. Mm-hmm. So we didn't think it was going to take place. So when he asked, we didn't know what was going on with the front office while we were out doing our thing. DeMar's account is, I asked him, are you going to trade me? Am I involved in any trade talk? And they said no.
Nope.
And then, nope. What was it? I don't even think it was a day later. He's gone.
Gone.
Just like that. And then, of course, on the Spurs side, it turned into the biggest joke where it was like, Kawhi's like, yeah, just send me to L.A. And then Pop's like, Toronto? Oh, I got you, for sure. Bye.
I wanted to go to L.A. Well, that's too damn bad. Oh, no. What's even more worse about that is that he said he didn't want to go to Toronto. He had no implications to play for them niggas.
Right. And then, he changed his mind. And,
well, yeah, because he has no choice.
Yeah. To me, Toronto's spiraling out of control because if you remember, they got rid of Dwayne Casey, who was Coach of the Year. Mm-hmm. So they didn't even wait that out. Of course, they get rid of DeMar. Mm-hmm. So to me, Kyle Lowry's next.
Yep. How many years did he sign for?
Kyle Lowry re-up for 3 years.
No, I'm talking about
for 5 years. 4 or 5 years.
I'm talking about Kawhi.
This is last year on the contract. He didn't re-up.
So after that,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
so after this year, he gone.
Like, they have to try to sell it to him to stay there. But I'm looking at it because the first thing that came to my mind was Sanka from Cool Runnings. Mm-hmm. When they put his ass in the ice cream truck and then his damn dreads. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be Kawhi's first day of winter in Toronto. I was like, yeah, good luck trying to keep him there. So when I started looking at that, I was like, oh, they're just trying to save face and dump the old regime. So that way, because at this point, it's...
Watch that.
You can say it's speculation, but at the same time, Paul George was speculated and he ended up staying. So we'll see.
Watch that nigga get injured and just be out for the majority of the season.
I wouldn't even say that. He'll play out the year. And
no, I'm saying, like, well, something's going to happen when he just gets injured.
Either way, assuming that he leaves, now we're kind of looking at it like, okay, they just dumped money out so that way they could go and handle free agency.
All I'm saying is 2K going to be fun to play this year.
Oh, yeah. 2K or live.
Yeah,
and then it gets more interesting.
live.
A lot of people bump live, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2K or live.
2K or live. That's a good slogan. 2K or live. Hashtag.
Yeah. Another trade took place.
To the retirement fund?
No.
Well, damn, that's mean.
This is actually pretty spectacular when you think about it.
I mean, yeah, but it's enough money for Melo to retire at this point.
Yeah, but I want people to comprehend this.
Well, explain
So the Thunder traded Melo to the Hawks, which everybody was kind of like, what the fuck's that? But then the Hawks had no intention of keeping him, so we're like, okay, they're just going to buy him out. Then we realized that they are buying him out, but they're not going to buy him out at a shortened amount. They're going to buy him out for his entire $27.9 million contract. So you got that. And then the report came out today that once he clears waivers, he's signing on with the Rockets for the veterans minimum of $2.4 mil. This man just cleared $30 million for this season.
He finessed.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, he could have retired with $28 mil, but he got an extra 2.4. You know what I'm saying?
With
so
the Rockets.
And he's now on a full-fledged contender.
So what's his name? So he kind of has some help now.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to be the guy. He's third fill. And we'll see how it plays out because, of course, Trevor Ariza and I forgot another guy. They're no longer with the team.
It's funny on Twitter. Everyone's asking if Carmelo is a Hall of Fame ballot. You know, he has a gold medal and a whole All-Star thing. I'm like,
he's Hall of Fame. He's
yeah, but no ring.
To me, that's not what the Hall of Fame is, though.
It's about the player.
Because the Hall of Fame isn't just the NBA. It's the overall basketball.
Yeah.
So those 3 Olympic medals, that pretty much, that alone secured them.
But hey, man, rings are nice, too.
Rings are nice, but that Hall of Fame jacket is nicer. There's a lot of guys in the Hall of Fame without no ring, but there's a lot of niggas with no ring, with rings that ain't got that jacket.
Yeah.
So included in that deal, the Thunder actually bolstered up. I think the Thunder actually won this 3-team deal. So they get Dennis Schroeder, who's now he's either gonna play backup to Westbrook or they're gonna move Westbrook to the 2 and have him play more off the ball and have Schroeder handle that, which would benefit them. They also get Timothy Luwawu Cabaret.
Try to say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, Luwawu. And then, but the biggest important thing of this is they saved $62 million in the luxury tax, just getting rid of Melo's contract.
Damn.
So that's something heavy, which again, you were saying, well, why would Paul George go back? This now puts them in play to contend again in next year's free agency.
Oh, Birdman went to the Hawks?
So, no, that's somebody else.
Well, who's Birdman?
Birdman is Chris Henderson.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah. The Hawks got Justin Anderson, and then they pretty much cleared up cap space to go into the 2019 free agency. And then the Sixers got Mike Muscala, and then they cleared up roster spots for incoming draft picks.
Yeah, good for you.
So we'll see how all that plays out. Again, I figured he would go to the Rockets.
And NBA needs to hurry up already. Shit.
Hey, man, it's been going. I mean, Summer League was here. Now they got the cats going out to the Drew League. Like, basketball's at a point where basketball's now...
doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It just keeps going.
I mean, for the NBA specifically...
Yeah.
The veterans, it stops, but then you got the incoming rookies and guys trying to...
I know, that's what I'm saying. Basketball...
And then you got Ice Cube with the Big 3 league.
It's like, yeah, if you're a basketball fan, you eat every year. 24/7.
Yeah,
but us football, we got to wait 6 months.
Yep. At least training camp started this week and last week.
Oh, yeah. Training camp stops for you guys, huh? For the Raiders. Mm-hmm. How you feel about that?
We'll see. Like I said, I'm not really paying attention.
You got to talk about your Lakers.
We went and signed Michael Beasley.
How you feel about that?
I like it. I don't expect him to play, so I'm not really. If he's getting minutes like that, then I'm concerned. That's going. Everybody's joking, trying to figure out. Damn, that's another wild cannon in the locker room. But I'm just looking at it from the standpoint of a lot of these guys may be wild cannons, but a lot of these guys they're proven to be consistent on winning teams. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean,
we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully LeBron doesn't lose his damn mind. That's all.
Hey man, he's in California sunshine. If anything, probably loses his mind over that damn mural. Because
everyone keeps making murals for him and they keep fucking it up.
And the one they did recently, which was him looking up over the Lakers legends, I'm like, how's that disrespectful? Like, come on, man.
You should already know Kobe fans are just like, get us a ring first and then we'll make one.
Well, it's not even that.
I'm just saying how they're thinking.
Like,
I don't feel that way. I feel it's stupid either way. So it's
logic. Their logic's flawed. That's all I'll say about that. And then
get your fans, man.
The truth of it is that for all we know, this could be a fucking Clippers fan doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could either be a Kobe stan or it could be somebody so anti-Laker that it's like, hey, I'm just gonna fuck with the fan base even more.
I just can't believe there are Clipper fans in fucking LA. That's still crazy to me. How can you grow up being a Clippers fan? That's what I don't get.
Same thing. People grew up being Warriors fans before they hit the
I can understand. No. But the reason why I'm saying that is just when you're in LA, you see the Lakers and then the Clippers, and you see the winning dynasty over here, then you see them niggas.
Oh yeah,
I'm just talking
poor. You want to go see a basketball game?
You go to the Forum.
They were giving out tickets with Burger King value meals.
Damn.
So
I mean, I'm just hey, I don't know, and only banners they have up there is just a whole bunch of Blake Griffin, Chris Paul shit they have to take down.
Yeah, they're all gone.
They gone now. They need to get rid of what's his name? Rivers, the coach.
Doc Rivers.
Yeah, he
gotta get rid of him.
But he ain't doing shit.
Well, now he has clearance because he ain't got a team, so now he just has to build him up. You don't fire him when you ain't got nobody.
They did have a team at one point, and then shit.
Yeah, we saw how that turned out.
Yep.
But as we go into the NFL, we actually kick this off on another somber note.
Yeah, man.
Coach Tony Sparano, who at the time was with the Vikings as the offensive line coach, he passed away in his sleep yesterday.
And he was interim coach for the Raiders.
Yeah. So he started out as on Miami Dolphins as their head coach for a few years, and then he was on our staff my first 2 years with the organization. He was the assistant coach. I think he was the line coach as well. And then, of course, when Dennis Allen got fired, he took over as the interim coach. And, of course, everybody remembers the game after the London game. Going into that practice, the very first practice, he dug a hole. And then he had the players bury that game ball in the hole like we're starting new. That was an up and down season, but the players, they went to bat for him to finish out that year.
Yeah.
Needless to say, when I found out, I was shocked. Especially with the reports where his wife rolled over because they were actually going to get ready to go to church. He wasn't waking up. He had actually been complaining about chest pains for the previous 4 days before that.
Damn.
So they were running tests on him, seeing what was going on. But yeah, that was actually, I actually texted and called a few former coworkers just because it was kind of one of those things where it was like, you tap back into the people that were around at that time just to be like, wow.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
But definitely rest in peace to Coach Sparano.
For real.
We had some more retirements. We actually been skipping over this one for a few months. Jason Witten retired months ago, so now I guess he's getting picked up for ESPN to do broadcasting.
What teams was Jason Witten on? If
Cowboys.
I remember correctly? Yeah.
Tight end.
Damn, and how many years did he play? Decades, right?
11, 12, 13.
And no ring. Trash.
Well, you gotta remember,
I know he's good. But
NFL's different from the NBA.
I know,
a whole lot different.
DeMarco
Murray,
that was kind of
former
shocking.
Cowboy, Eagles running back, and then most recently the Titans running back. He's now retired.
Done. He was only like 29, right?
29 to 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course Darrell Revis Island, which at this point you can get Revis Island 3-for-1 on Groupon. He went away and he threw his cleats up and he's retired as well. Darrell Revis, I feel like he's going to be, if not first ballot, he'll get on as second ballot. Like he's pretty much a shoo-in to get in.
Yeah, he didn't cause no problems with people, so he'll be all right.
Yeah. And then you got some cats that are finally got their checking balances in order. Of course, Brandon Cooks, he played for the Patriots last year after he got traded from the Saints. In this offseason, they traded him to the Rams. The Rams were like, look, we know what you could do. We don't need to see you play. We just need you to sign this extension for $80 million, and we're going to give you $50 million guaranteed.
Shit.
He was like, give me the pen.
Fuck them.
Right there on the dotted line.
Fuck them niggas.
Saquon Barkley, of course, the number 2 overall pick. He got his rookie deal done with the Giants. Of course, the first round rookie deals, those are all guaranteed. So his $31.2 million over 4 years, that's fully guaranteed, and he got $15 million up front. Shout out to his agent at Rock Nation. That's where dreams come true.
Yeah, man. Hov knows how to work magic over there at Rock Nation.
Right. So everybody's looking at this, and now we're at a point where it's like, is OBJ going to get paid next, or what's he going to do? But report came out that he doesn't have any plans to sit out. He's going to finish out his rookie contract. They're going to get some going pretty soon.
Go to another team.
Yeah, or that. Antonio Brown's going to be on Madden 19.
That's a curse. He's cursed.
We'll see how it plays out this year.
He is cursed.
A wild story. This woman was trying to falsely accuse the Chiefs running back Kareem Hunt because he wouldn't take her up to his room.
That was,
so.
I mean, Man, you gotta watch these hoes, man.
Yeah, like that's wild.
Whatever. But speaking of hoes, my quarterback, Garoppolo. Give me a hell yeah! It's fucking them hoes, man. Well, porn star. You gotta watch these hoes, but you fucking them hoes. Oh man, they all trying to get on my quarterback for dating a freaking porn star. I was like, man, let him live his life. He's in the Bay Area. What's her name?
Kira Mia.
You heard of her?
I'm familiar with her work.
Well, I never heard of her. I don't really put names to them.
She's more in the MILF category.
Ooh. So
she's definitely older.
Hey, man. And speaking of Garoppolo, man, he talking a lot of shit. Well, he's not talking shit, telling the truth. Because I didn't read the interview, but I saw the quote where when he was talking about how he was sitting behind, how he's riding the bench for Tom Brady over in New England, and he pretty much said, deep down inside, I'm better than this guy.
Yeah, he said they were having button back and forth. At one point, he said they
were butting back and forth?
Yeah, like just, tensions were high.
Because someone felt threatened.
Yeah, he said at one point they felt like they were going to kill each other.
Whoa.
And, of course, figuratively speaking, not literally.
Yeah, I know.
So, his whole mind frame was, I was ready to play. He wasn't ready to give up the reins, so you're going to clash. And just adds more fuel to the fire that Tom Brady had his ass sent out because,
he felt threatened.
Yeah.
And
then in talking about that, a report came out saying that Kraft, Belichick, and Tom Brady still have yet to even get in the room all together and hash shit out.
Who? Belichick and who?
Brady or Kraft.
Oh, wow.
They're going into the season with rumors of running up one wild.
Something going on.
Yeah. But the thing that's funny with, obviously I didn't care with Jimmy G going out with Kira Mia. Like, grown ass man, do what you want to do.
Man.
But the funny thing is now is that apparently she filmed them having sex, and now she's trying to sell to the highest bidder.
Hey, man, you got the highest selling sex tape and a Super Bowl ring. I'm gonna speak it in existence.
Which is funny, but at the same time, it's also very eye-opening in the sense that a lot of people are okay with that, but they weren't okay with Kaepernick just taking the knee to bring awareness.
See, you gotta try to ruin the mood, man. Don't ruin the mood.
I'm just saying.
When it comes to my Niners, he's not a Niner no more. It's the Garoppolo era.
Yeah, but he also he laid the foundation.
Hey, Black Lives Matter, but so do rings.
Over Black Lives?
Not over Black Lives. That matters too. But when it comes to football, these rings matter. Give me a hell yeah.
Nah,
give me a hell yeah. Don't make me push the tech. Don't make me push buttons. Don't make me push buttons.
But the reason I bring that up is because the NFL anthem shit is now back up.
Yeah.
Just when they thought they got rid of it, it's now back in the news.
There's more, and it's only the owners doing this shit. Because it all started with the whole ass Dolphins.
Yeah, somehow they had their rule or quote unquote template leak out. Because they're saying it wasn't the official rule, there was just ideas. Mm-hmm. Basically what it was they were saying the players were going to be fined and suspended up to 4 games if they were caught kneeling.
Well, it is a red state, so...
Yeah, the owner came out saying, no, it was just draft, it wasn't fine, no, but it was like, why is that even a draft to begin with? Mm-hmm. What are we doing? For what?
Yeah.
And then over in Tennessee, Titans defensive end Jarrell Casey, his whole mind frame is, quote, bring on the fines, I'm still kneeing, end quote.
Yeah.
And that don't get much more black and white than that. So that was taking place. And then in the midst of this, everybody's favorite tweeter, he got his ass back on Twitter and once again brought up the fact that players shouldn't be kneeling and disrespecting the flag. And it's like,
about that nigga, man.
It's like,
nigga going online,
flag.
Going on Twitter, speaking in big ass, in all caps, threatening Iran and shit.
Yeah.
Using his big boy voice in all caps. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Whatever. That was a buzzkill.
Right. So, again, that's just when people thought that was going to be over with.
And it's the owners keep bringing this shit up, man.
Right.
And didn't the NFL say they held off on that rule now?
Yeah, so they went back and I don't know what's going on. I just know I've had to tell a few people, yeah, I'm not doing fantasy football this year. Because, again, I'm not really paying that much attention. But
if the Raiders keep winning a lot, will you keep paying attention?
I work on Sundays now. 5:30 in the morning to 2:30 p.m.
What if they have a TV?
I drive. Like, I'm a driver operator. Like,
but shit. You can listen to the radio and shit. Like, 2 o'clock games are still going.
I mean, you could, but I mean,
Yeah, 2 games is still going. You come home.
I'm exhausted, dude. Like, how are you driving 5:30 in the morning?
And then you can just put on Red Zone. See,
you understand?
I get it. I'm just trying to
football
find
for 4 years. Like, once I was done and I realized I didn't have to watch it, I was like,
yeah.
oh.
See, it's different. Yeah, when you're in it, you get annoyed
like,
by it.
yeah.
But I'm just gonna stay a fan. That's why I don't stay in it. So
right. So I mean, again, I ain't got no issue with people watching it. Just for me, it's combination of stuff. Like I'm more focused. Basketball's always been my favorite sport. It's my love.
it is.
So,
well, you seem more passionate about basketball.
right. No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I just said that. I said basketball's always been my sport.
It is your sport. I'm a football guy.
Yeah.
Mainly the Niners. So.
But I did tune into baseball just for a little bit.
Really? That's a shocker.
After we got done I like the All-Star break. Especially the home run derby. So after we got done with last week's episode, I had the home run derby recorded. Went back and watched it.
That's like their slam dunk competition.
Yeah,
home run derby.
That was actually must-see TV.
Really?
Yeah, you had Bryce Harper pretty much against Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber had put up 18 home runs. So that was the number to beat or tie to go into overtime. And next thing you know, Bryce Harper's just knocking one after the other. Just like, I think it was like 45 or 35 seconds left.
Wow.
And literally, they're just flying over. And he had like 7, 8, or 9 to get up to 18. And in that span, they're literally just flying over the fucking fence to the point where he got 18 and forced overtime. And then won when he hit his 19th. It was really, really cool to see. Like, it was fun. And then, of course, the All-Star game took out. I didn't pay attention to that because...
Yeah, of course. Then after that, you just lost your interest.
Well, that and I was, again,
doing other shit.
Driving like a madman. So that took place. What I did catch, though, was the situation about Brewers pitcher Josh Hader.
That racist mother. That's the dude that went on, that old tweets came up when he said some racist ass shit.
When he was 17 years old, he was saying racist and homophobic
shit. Just
tweets in general.
I didn't understand that when they called him out, all the white fans gave him a standing ovation.
Yeah, now here's my take on it. We all know what's right and wrong, especially at 17. At the same time, you're still learning about stuff when you're 17. And while I didn't say the most racially or homophobic stuff when I was 17, I definitely said some stupid shit when I was 17. So, on one hand, I get it. Gotta hold them responsible. But at the same time, I'm not looking at tweets from a 17-year-old to dictate what they are when they're 24, 25.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My issue isn't really necessarily with him. And to a higher degree, it's not even with the baseball fans, because when somebody was breaking it down on ESPN, I kind of looked at it from another angle. Like, I didn't actually think about that. What it was that they figured a lot of these baseball fans, they weren't or some of them actually could have, but they felt the majority weren't looking at race. They were just looking at the fact that the media went and found tweets from at the time a 17-year-old and tried to use it against the now 24-year-old. So they were standing up against the media and showing their support from.
Still looks
As
bad.
a result of it, however, it looks horrible when you stand up for that and show your support for somebody that has this part of their background, but then you give backlash to Kaepernick, and all he did was stick a knee to bring awareness to the shit that you are now applauding in the situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's
what I look at. I see a whole bunch of white folks applauding a racist is what I see.
Right.
So,
and in a way, I'm not surprised about it either, because you remember when Aaron Rodgers was trying to bring everybody together, and it was in Wisconsin. They were looking at him like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I found that very interesting. The ESPYs last week.
I didn't watch it at all.
I caught a glimpse of it, so we'll just quickly run it. Danica Patrick hosted. The 4 best players in all the 4 major sports. LeBron won the NBA best player. Tom Brady won the NFL's best player.
Why?
It's Tom Brady, I guess, man.
After what he did in this, okay, all right.
The Super Bowl's only one game. It's a whole season.
I don't think that season matters if you lose the big one, but that's just me.
Well, you can't give it to Nick Foles because he only played 3 games in the season.
Hey, player of the year. I'll give it to him.
You can't.
Yes, I can. I can.
But that was the playoffs. They don't count playoffs for the year.
They should.
That's the thing. Mike Trout won Major League Baseball's player of the year. Mike Trout's a baller.
I thought you don't watch baseball.
I know of the players. Just because I don't watch don't mean I'm not in tune to what's going on. And then Alexander Ovechkin, of course.
Is he a baller or a pucker?
This motherfucker is the one that the missing tooth that got all the the promos running everywhere, and he finally got his Stanley Cup this year.
Okay.
So he took that. Those are the 4 major best players. The best moment I thought was going to go to Maryland, Baltimore for knocking off Virginia as number 16 seed.
Well,
then I realized, well, wait, they were up by 20 before the first half was even over, and they held that wasn't a moment. So the moment actually went to the Vikings walk-off touchdown against the Saints in the playoffs.
Oh, man.
I completely forgot about that, and I was like, yeah, you got to give it there. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad at that. Houston Astros took 2 awards. They took the best team of the year, and then they also took the best game, which was, everybody remembers that Game 5 in the World Series against the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
The one that just would not fucking end.
Would not end.
Yeah.
I remember that game.
Best play went to Notre Dame's Arike Ogunbowale. I think I brought this up. Remember she hit back-to-back game winners in the fucking Final Four and the championship game?
Oh, yeah, I remember you talked about that.
So they brought up the second one that won the title. So that was the best play. And then you had the 2 most important parts of the night, I felt, which was Jim Kelly's... he had a really heartfelt speech when he won the award for perseverance, which is also known as the Jimmy V Award. And then, of course... all the shit with the fucking sick-ass gymnastics trainer, Larry Nassar. They went ahead and they brought up the survivors, also known as the sister survivors. It was 141 women. Some of them were the actual women. Others were representatives of the women.
Yeah.
But there were 141 representers on that stage, and they honored them as the Arthur Ashe Courage Award. So I felt like, yeah, that was a highlight of that moment. Now, WWE, we were talking about it last week, Hulk Hogan and him coming back. Well, there's some black superstars that expressed their feelings about that.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, New Day. Kofi Kingston spoke for New Day because if y'all remember last week, I talked about it. Hulk Hogan had himself a little apology tour. He got reinstated into the WWE Hall of Fame and for his little racist-ass comments. And more stories came out that he came into the locker room and they called everyone in there from what stories have been, like news was saying, like all the roster, and he pretty much gave an apology, but he made it about himself and said pretty much, I got recorded without me knowing, blah, 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 blah. And black wrestlers were going like, okay, you still don't fucking get it. But we'll work with you. New Day put out a pretty politically correct statement, which was real shit, and just pretty much said that
for sure.
Yeah, we'll be cool, but it's like, yeah, he's back, but they pretty much felt how I felt, and different. It's just like, yeah, you back, but whatever. Titus O'Neil, he came out and said some shit. It's like I said, as I predicted, it's split down to the middle.
Right.
So whatever. And speaking of WWE, as we're talking right now, they just got announced that the women are about to have their very first pay-per-view called Evolution.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's the very first pay-per-view.
Nice.
Yeah, for the very first time ever in history.
Give them a round of applause for that.
Hell yeah. So, shout out to that. Because we have Raw on right now, just as we were talking. Vince McMahon, Stephanie, Triple H, and Vince McMahon, Stephanie, and Triple H came out. They had the whole roster out there. It was on mute, but I was kind of, because when JC was talking, I was looking. I'm like, they're talking about that.
Oh, so you weren't paying attention.
I was paying attention to everything.
Sure.
Hey, I was paying attention. It was on mute. I can't read lips. I can't read lips, but pretty much, yeah, it's called Evolution. And shout out to the women.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then to close out the sports talk, you remember Josh Gordon?
Of course.
Wide receiver from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Just when everything looks like it's on the up and up, he tells them he's not going to training camp right now.
Because he has to get his shit together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, we'll see again, because he's trying to go to therapy more and shit like that. So
something we all need therapy for, and something that we wish we never would have had to imagine playing out.
I wish I'd never really heard about this.
Faith Evans out here wilding like a thought. Just wilding.
No, she just kept it real about the shit she did with her husband.
No, because remember, there's more.
I didn't listen to it. I just saw that, and
there's more that goes on with her this week. So she was on Drink Champs. Shout out to Drink Champs.
Yeah, Noriega and them.
And this was towards the end of the show. And they were at, they get wild because, of course, it's Drink Champs for a reason. They're drinking on the podcast. Mm-hmm. So Nori asked, if Biggie's out here eating her ass. And so then she says, well, yeah. So then as they're laughing, how they get, they cheer and then they make all the noises,
Yeah, start clapping and shit.
So, in the midst of that, you had to actually listen for it because Faith actually then says, And I may have done it once or twice as well. And at that point, I'm listening. I had to stop the car because I'm listening to it on the road. I had to pull over, and I was like, "She said what? Like, hold up, time out. You said
what kind of shit is that?
You said
literally,
what?
no pun intended."
And then me thinking I just caught it. I just happened to stroll on Twitter to see,
if everyone else caught it.
And at that point, the memes had taken off, and I was like, "Oh, okay, so yeah, this wasn't something where I just."
That's just an image I don't want to see. That's an image I don't want to see or imagine of Faith Evans eating out Biggie's ass.
Yo, somebody
just me saying that.
Somebody said, just the sound of Biggie bending over gotta sound like cleats banging on the damn cement.
Ugh. So this is the shit I'll be scrolling. This is the shit I'll be scrolling down the timeline. I'll see it and I'll just keep scrolling.
Oh my god!
I just can't. Nah. But
somebody also asked, "You think when she did it, that Biggie's eyes went straight?"
Rolled in the back of his head, going, "Man,
no, because
I know. I don't want to imagine that shit, my nigga."
So while she was doing that, literally a day later. It gets announced that she has a marriage license with Stevie J.
But the most interesting part about that is how it says that she wasn't on the marriage license on her history. It doesn't have Biggie's name on there.
Yeah,
I'll let you know, she probably did fuck Pac.
And I was just about to say that. For a while, I was like, it could be hearsay, because, Pac said a lot of stuff, too, and
yeah.
That. But with her being so open about that, with the Stevie J situation at the time, we were all thinking she was with Jadakiss. I'm pretty sure Pac hit at this point.
At this point, yeah. She was just, just whatever.
Yeah.
Speaking of whatever, this is my favorite rapper, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Get the blicky out! Hit the put the sticky out! I wake up. I don't care about his wardrobe. I don't care about the court. Let's go to the meeting. Let's go to the meat of this shit.
Yeah.
I wake up in the middle of the morning and I get a text from JC. And then I look and it said, TMZ, Tekashi 6ix9ine robbed, kidnapped, and hospitalized after a video shoot in Oakland. I mean, in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah.
Oakland still could have. I could still imagine it happened in Oakland.
No, yeah, for sure.
In Brooklyn. I called him just to clarify that I read that correctly. And he was like, yeah. And then the old girl was like, yep, Tekashi 6ix9ine got robbed.
Yeah, I had you on speakerphone and Larissa walked by and she goes, yep, teriyaki
chicken.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3 got robbed. Yep. Yeah, he got robbed. And I didn't want to say I told you so, but I fucking told you so. Said this back in episode 82. I said something was going to happen to that nigga. I said by the BET Awards or something, but I was off by a month. It's July.
My take on it is, at first I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, he was robbed, he was kidnapped, okay. Then as time started going by, I'm like, well, wait a minute, how the fuck did he just magically evade his 3 abductors, pop out of a moving van or car, wherever the hell he was, get flagged down and go into the hospital? So then a part of me is now thinking,
is this fake?
Yeah, because now I'm like, because when academics and those guys talk about it,
yeah,
he gets broken off.
I didn't watch Academic. I can't stand it.
I didn't watch it either. But one of my OGs, he brought up, every time they talk about it, he gets a couple residuals for it. Why? Because his name's out there.
Yeah.
And when I started thinking about it, I was like, well, what has he done in the... That's right, that bullshit ass Fefe record with Nicki Minaj.
Well, we get to that shit.
So then when I started thinking about more, I'm like, I'm gonna reserve judgment and gloating about how I won't even gloat about it because I don't want to gloat about violence being done to another human being and us being taking credit for that in terms of prophesying it into the world. But
the record came out before this shit.
No, but even if that's the thing, what was there to gain if he went out and did this? And it's like, well, wait, he just had a record that came out. So I'm gonna wait out this week and I'm gonna see what pops off.
Well, TMZ came out and they said that the the police came out with the story. He didn't get pistol whipped and he didn't escape from the car. What happened, from what they said, is that he was wrapping up a video shoot and he got in his car, and no, he was about to get in his car, and niggas ran up on him and grabbed him, pretty much grabbed his ass and threw him in the backseat of the car and shit like that. And they told him, and they had mask on or whatever, some shit happened, and they went to his house and they pretty much told his ass, like, they pretty much said, like, we got to go to your house so you can get the jury and shit like that. So they ran up in the house, and in the house was his baby mama and his child, so they got all the fucking jewels and shit like that. Because he was saying, like, he called him up and was like, baby, bring the jewels down, bring all that shit down, blah, 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 blah. And then I guess they ran back down, and that's when he got out the car, and he ended up getting chased a little bit. And then I guess the dude, I don't know what 6ix9ine did, said, like, he chased him down, and then he realized he might get identified, so then he went back in his whip and drove off.
Gotcha.
And then he has marks on his face. They don't know how he got marks on his face because he's not cooperating, a.k.a. he's not snitching, a.k.a. meaning that he's fucking up right now. So let's recap, shall we? In June, Triple X got robbed and killed in his home state, in his home city of Miami. July, 6ix9ine gets robbed and fucked up in his home city in Brooklyn. So it comes in threes. So if academics, you better stay in the house. Because it comes in threes. Like I'm saying, this year, energy is getting replicated. It's getting replicated over and over again of everyone that does little fuck shit. It's going to come back to you. Karma is real. I believe in the universe. So the energy you put out in this world will come back to you, whether it is good or bad.
Perfect.
You motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Shit.
just keeping on...
Keeping that same energy. Keeping that same energy.
Criminy, man. You gonna
Fefe.
hit me up. Well, yeah.
Let's talk about Fefe.
start out.
I gotta talk about Nicki next. That song is trash.
Yeah,
The only decent thing about that song, surprisingly, is 6ix9ine, even though he stole Valet's flow on that. Valet, whatever his name is. But Nicki, I'm worried about her now.
I don't. I'll get to that in a second. I was already planning on going back and playing 6ix9ine's album anyways to go into it, because remember at the time when we were actually listening to it, I was going off of the mode where if you fuck up, I'm not listening to you and all that.
Yeah.
So somehow, some way, taking away everything he's done with fuck shit, including legal shit, pedophile and all that. I went to listen to it and I was like, it's not as half bad as when I first last time I listened to it. Okay. I'm still not going to, put it up there, but
Oh, no.
it's not as bad as I thought.
Like I said, I
Alright.
told you, the album serves its purpose.
Right.
It's not good or bad. It's not for us.
Right.
It's one of those albums. It serves its purpose, and you can put it away.
This Fefe record, listening to it, and I was like, it was like you're saying, 6ix9ine's actually the highlight of this. Rightfully so, which is, it's his song. But then I started thinking about it more, and I'm like, why is Nicki Minaj doing a song with 6ix9ine?
Seriously.
For somebody of her quote-unquote queen status,
She shouldn't be doing this shit with this nigga.
why are you doing a song with this nigga?
But again, she did do a song with Bobby Shmurda when he was coming up. You remember that? She did a remix of his shit. I want to say it was Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah, but Bobby Shmurda was
It was somebody. I don't think it was Bobby
Hot
Shmurda.
Nigga was the song at the time.
I don't think it was, but she did a freestyle.
But-
it was
but no,
Chief
but-
Keef.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
the difference with 6ix9ine is, and 6ix9ine has his cult fan base.
Yeah.
The thing that differentiates with Shmurda was that
I want to say it was.
Shmurda's music was on the charts.
Yeah.
Just happened to be the same music that kind of got him indicted. As
I'm not saying it was Barbie Shmurda. I feel it was somebody else, but she did a remix to some up and comer like street niggas music, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, she's doing a freestyle to that." So now she jumped on a song that's not even on his album, Fefe.
Right.
It's just a single, and I'm like, Nicki is desperate. That's when I look at this shit right now. She is desperate for a hit.
No, she is.
She's desperate for a buzz. She's desperate, period. And I never thought I'd see this from her, of all people. Because back in 2012 to 2014, she had it on lock. She was everywhere because she had no competition. She was everywhere, and I would never think she had to chase a hit down.
And that's my thing, which was based on what I stated last week, was to build on that. She didn't have anybody really to compete with.
No.
I mean, you could talk about the competition that she had when she first came out. Those were established women for decades.
Yeah.
She didn't have anybody in her same bracket to go against. Now she's got some competition, and she's now realizing that she was blessed just being in the right position at the right time with the right team.
Yes. She had Drake. Now, she had Weezy helping.
So now Wayne isn't.
Wayne's gone.
I mean, Wayne's name is going to garner attention.
Yeah.
But Wayne himself isn't popping like when he was popping during that time.
Drake is in a whole other realm now. Yeah, he's on his own shit. Pretty much, that's why Nicki should be in her own realm. Like, what Drake's in his own realm, Nicki should be in her own lane realm. She shouldn't have to go to Drake's realm to get a hit record.
Right.
She had both of them on No Frauds, and that shit flopped. That's the only flopped record that Drake has right now, which is sad. And it has to be on the Nicki Minaj record. Yeah. That's crazy to think about.
I mean, the thing is, Cash Money has just unraveled at this point. So
I mean, it's not. And she shouted out Young Money on that verse too, on the Fefe record.
Right, and I'm like,
there is no more Young Money. Like, dude, Wayne's gone.
Tiger been gone.
Drake is pretty much gone from the rumors. It's just you now.
Like, it's a little twist.
And Jacquees.
Well, he ain't even Young Money.
Oh, Gutta.
He's Cash Money.
Well, Gutta.
I was bringing up, speaking of Cash Money, Birdman's he's settling out west, and he's officially launched Cash Money West
with Whack 100.
Yeah, so he's going to a partnership with Whack 100. Whack 100 has been working with this cat from LBC, Savy Third. I guess he's garnered some pretty decent buzz on SoundCloud, because I haven't seen anything from him on iTunes. But it was enough to make him the flagship artist. So
them niggas are ratchet and ghetto. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, no, I know how this is gonna play out.
We will see how that plays out. I'll say this: when he brought Jacquees into the situation when they were doing that stuff on BET, I thought that was gonna flop out as well. And then Jacquees drops his debut album this year, and I'm like, shit, that's gonna contend on my list this year.
Yeah, because Jacquees is a talented ass dude.
Right.
I give him that one.
I will say that because on one hand, but then on the flip side, it's like, I kind of said the same thing about YG when he was coming up too, and then he surprised me over time. Yeah. My whole thing on this though is, who the fuck's still doing business with Birdman after knowing what we all know now?
Whack 100.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and Whack 100 is infamous for the wrong reasons too. I don't want to get into that nigga, but whatever. But back to Nicki. Yeah, man, I think Nicki needs some help. After hearing that verse and just seeing the backlash that she's getting, I honestly feel like when this album comes out, her album, when it flops or doesn't do the numbers that she wants to do, I don't know how she's gonna handle it.
Is anybody going up against her yet on the 10th?
Man, we don't know who dropped. Right now, we only know it's Nicki. Anything could happen.
That'd be some shit if Rihanna dropped.
That'd be some shit if Childish Gambino drops, or Schoolboy Q at the same time.
Because see, my thing is,
because we don't know who drops on shit now.
But see, here's my thing. Again, I support it. I know where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. Until you have somebody that you can tell me is going to go up against her, that has basically the same, is viewed the same across the board within the industry, she's still unfortunately going to go number one.
She hasn't had a number one record. Pink Friday didn't go number one.
Again,
Pink Print didn't go number one.
We're not talking about quality. Who's going up against her?
We gotta wait and see.
That's what I'm saying. Until then, you have to go off of the fact that she could be number one, because we don't know who's going up against her yet.
Watch Cardi drop a fucking EP or some shit.
That'll be funny. But the thing of it is that I'm not banking on that. I want to see what happens the week after.
It's gonna be a huge
because
drop.
Until somebody gets presented to me that's going to go up against her that week, I'm still going to say she's going number one. That being said, I'm more interested in seeing the drop off from week 1 to week 2.
Shit, I have a feeling she's gonna go overboard and she's gonna drop a 25-track album.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh, she's gonna drop a 25.
She dropped a 23 track in
Pink Print is only 20.
Pink Friday Reloaded. It was 23 tracks.
You listened to all of them? Oh my God.
I didn't listen to all of it, but it had 23 tracks.
That's sad. Pink Friday is her best record. Her debut album was her best record. Yeah. That's sad because Roman Reloaded pissed me off. Pink Print, you hated Pink Print.
That's just garbage.
Damn, I guess, man. I don't mind it. But like I said, I think Nicki might need therapy soon. So.
You don't need therapy.
Well.
You need to adjust to the fact she ain't the only.
No, I'm thinking she's mentally just unstable. That's what I'm trying to say. She's like mentally not there. Just how she is. Yeah. Especially with the pill popping and shit. Well, allegedly. She comes off as that way, so I like playing.
This is just a result of what happens when you treat people like shit over the years.
Like I said,
you want to be the number one, and then when your time is up, Now you're struggling, scrambling, doing a whole bunch of stupid shit, and trying to maintain that role.
And it's funny because Revolt. I just realized Revolt released an article talking about, pretty much it was another negative article about Nicki Minaj and how she doesn't want to work with other female rappers. Like, why is she working with 6ix9ine? She could be working with Sweetie. If she wanted to work with another like a trolling ass artist, she could have got Bad Barbie, who's a freshman. You know what I mean? That would have made more sense. You could be like encouraging these women like Sweetie or what's her name? Who's the other chick in the bake? Cash Star, Kamaya. Kamaya. She could have been helping them.
Exactly. If you wanted to play that role of I want to be the mentor.
But she never wanted to.
Right.
But it's funny because now that article, as I talking about this, got deleted. The tweet got deleted. And the article might be gone, so I'm like, ooh. So yeah, I guess Nicki's people probably called or something.
Perfect.
How's that perfect?
Perfect timing.
Oh. Well, speaking of perfect time.
Oh God.
You don't want to talk about this. I do. I listen. So in the wee hours of the morning,
I was getting ready to go to sleep.
12 a.m.
12 a.m. I was getting ready to go to sleep. I was just gotten in bed. Next thing I know, roll over. My phone's in between Larissa and I. Pop open, and I see a link, and I'm like, oh, somebody dropped important. And then I look. This is old ass nigga R. Kelly. And the caption reads, I admit it, 19-minute song. And I'm like, I know this nigga didn't release this shit right now.
He sure did.
I opened that shit up. I listened to the first 3 minutes and I closed it and went to sleep.
Hey, I listened to all 19 minutes.
Nah, man.
Hell yeah.
I listened to, and people were shocked that he released a 19-minute track like he didn't release Trapped in the Closet.
I mean, but he at least broke those down into 3 to 5 minute increments.
True.
All 19
but
minutes.
Still.
Like, you expected me to listen to that bullshit?
Man. Okay. I don't know where to begin in this, but I'm just going to give you spark notes of everything he said.
I'll give you like the first 3 minutes worth of spark notes. You can pick up from there. Because from what I heard was, when this motherfucker said, I can't read, and I was like, wait, tell me. Wait, hold on.
Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute.
I can't read. When that prompter was up at the awards, I couldn't read for shit, and I was like, hey, wait.
What?
Why are you talking? Okay, let's continue going.
I admit that.
And then he started talking about how he has trust issues in general. And I'm like, okay, you've been on top of the while. You could have trust issues. But then when he explains why, and it's because he was fucking his girlfriend's girlfriend, and then he took his best friend's girl and was smashing her. And I'm like, wait, so you got trust issues because your own damn... What the fuck am I listening to? And I was like, okay, you got one more time to say something before I'm completely fed up with this shit. And then he comes out and...
You can say it. Come on, JC, you can say it. Come on.
I fuck both old and young girls. And at that point, I was like...
And they had the nerve to call me a pedophile.
I was like, I'm done. And that was... He kept starting off every bar, I admit it. I was like, this is going on the whole song. And I was like, nah. I was like, I closed that shit up. I was like, whatever.
So, I listened to all 19 minutes. Because I just... There's some fuckery I like. And I knew JC doesn't like R. Kelly because R. Kelly is haunting his iTunes right now, so he can't get rid of him.
Yeah. I sure as I ain't in that damn song.
So he admitted that he's broke. He said that...
That's what it was. Thank you.
He admitted that he was broke. He unknowingly sold his publishing.
Yeah, he doesn't own his masters.
He said the only reason why he's touring right now is just to keep the lights on and pay bills, but now he can't really tour like that because he's Me Too'd pretty much. He admitted that he had a meeting with Wendy Williams and they turned off each other's phones and he admitted a whole bunch of stuff to her because he was drunk off that Henny. He didn't specify what was in that conversation, but okay.
I remember, real quick, I remember another side note I read, which was he was saying that one of the girl's fathers from the house sex cult or whatever actually brought her to him.
Yeah, he didn't know how old she was.
Yeah, and she was like, well, but she looked of age, so... And at that point, I was just
he shouted out his fan base for being there for him.
Brought up Aaliyah.
Brought up Aaliyah. Also, you did listen to a lot because I was like halfway.
No, I didn't listen to it. I saw the same.
Oh, you saw the same stuff he was saying. Yeah. And what else was he talking about? It went on for night, and then he goes in the end. Oh, yeah, he also said he got molested. He got molested when he was a kid, and the thing about it, he had ad libs to it. He's like, I got touched when I was a kid, touched by the kid, touched by the kid.
Wait, time out. Hold up. God damn it, hold up.
He added ad libs to that. Like, what?
Why are you adding? Keep going.
This nigga's crazy, man.
Keep going.
There was other stuff. Then he got at the nerve, like in the last part, the song's building up, and he was like, "I want to do and represent my country," or some shit like that. He starts hitting that high note, and just he was saying, "I want to be a good citizen of this country, and I want to help out the kids of Chicago," and just going on a huge just rant.
You want to help out the kids of Chicago? Stop fucking them.
Well, no, you got to specify what kind of kids, not boys. The little girls. Damn.
When you say little girls, how old are we talking about?
How old are we talking?
When you say teenage girls, how old are we talking about?
How old are we talking?
What's wrong with you?
Okay, I'll say this. When it comes to R. Kelly, musically, he released classic records. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
He released classic records. He wrote I Believe I Can Fly. He wrote Michael's You Are Not Alone. He done songs with Celine Dion. He has an amazing voice. The Ignition, Step in the Name of Love. All them songs, he has released bangers for decades.
R. Kelly's musical career is not up for debate.
Now, when it comes
hold up.
I'm about to finish.
No, this is where I come in.
Okay.
My issues are where the hell were some of this inspiration for these hits coming from? Because if I find out that he's writing My Body's Calling for You and he had a 14-year-old in mind, and that's a whole different story.
See, and that's where he just needs to get the fuck out of here. When it comes to that,
whole ass different story.
As a man on some other shit, nigga, you crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you are legit cuckoo. Like, you need like therapy. Even interviews I read about him and the stuff he does, it's like, dude, you're not right in the head. Yeah. And I remember like Edgar told me a story. Like, didn't his manager discover him when he was like homeless and shit?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, he was homeless and singing and shit like that. I think Edgar told me that. I looked it up and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, because he had what was it? Public announcement.
Yeah, public service announcement.
Yeah,
I like that vibe. Damn, he has so many hits and it's like so weird to listen to. Fuck.
Yeah, some of his songs when he first came out though were just like, you know, he had Honey Love and then Dedicated or Dedication. Mm-hmm. Then I remember another song title and it's always stuck with me.
What?
I Like the Crotch on You. I just remember that stood out and I was just like, this nigga's not all the way there.
He's not. He's crazy. And now, You Are Not Alone. I remember that song came out with Michael's history, and that came out when the accusations came out. So he wrote that song for Mike, kind of letting you know, like, I'm there with you. Yeah. Mike was like, oh, well, now Mike was like, oh, what? No. No. Not like the deep. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that kind of just makes you think things in perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a classic ass song, but I'm just gonna pretend Michael wrote that song from now on. From now on, Michael wrote "You're Not Alone," not R. Kelly, or produced it. Michael produced that whole shit. R. Kelly doesn't exist.
That's not what happened.
I know. In my narrative, it does. Shit. Yeah, man. But
anything else on this nasty ass motherfucker?
Oh, I admit that song is trash.
Nasty ass motherfucker.
Charlemagne, the
like,
goat.
Bro, it's in the air.
Hey, like I said, this is the year of Mortal Man. When shit hits the fan, are you still a fan?
That is our title for episode 97.
When shit hits the fan, are you still a fan of your favorite people? Not just favorite people, period. Because Charlemagne, because this shit came out like what last week? Because this all started because Star did an interview on his YouTube show with the chick that accused Charlemagne of raping her.
Right, because at the time wasn't she was 15, he was 22 at the time. Of course now she's and Charlemagne talked about, he even mentioned it in his book and shit like that. And it was just kind of interesting seeing how like
all the regular suspects I always see on Twitter, all the media people, they didn't really talk about it. They really just kept it to themselves. And I was like, yeah, because he's cool with all these people.
And that was surprising to me because he was talking wild in that video.
Oh, yeah. Well, right, the DJ Vlad one?
Yeah, that was too wild for me.
Oh, yeah, because that's who he is. And it's funny. It was just funny seeing, like, the regular people I follow or the people that are in the media, how they were really, like, very mute about it.
Right.
And it was just like, but I get it. It's politics because he helped a lot of people, and that's just the way this shit is. That's politics as usual.
Right.
But it just is what it is because you know damn well if academics came out with shit like that, they would have got him the fuck up out of here.
Oh, yeah. So it's a game of politics. My question at this point is, have we seen enough evidence where it's time to get Charlemagne the fuck up out of here?
Because not only that, I guess the accuser is going to take the case to the Supreme Court or some shit like that. And Charlemagne, I guess that spooks Charlemagne because today he released I didn't listen to the whole statement. It was like over 6 minutes. But he released a statement apologizing for everything and all the other shit, saying it's not real. You know, just shit like that. And I'm just like, oh, now you sweating now. So,
and I mean, and even to I don't want to say a lesser degree to minimize what took place between him and his wife while they were dating. I'm just saying to a lesser degree because it commonly happens with people in relationships, and it's not done in vengeance, even though it is classified as rape.
Yeah.
When he came out and he expressed that, yeah, you know, the first time me and my wife, when we were dating, we had sex. You know, it was rape. It was how he was talking
so
about
casually about it.
Yeah, where it was, and when I was looking at it, I was like, wait, what? And then I read the story, and I was like, okay, I can understand it, but it's how you're presenting this that really makes it sound fucked up. Which was, he was saying that, you know, she wasn't giving it up over the first month or 2 months, whatever.
Yeah.
Then they got drunk, and then he slept with her, whatever. And then he woke up like, would that classify as that? And she was
he
like,
said it on the Brilliant Idiots.
Right,
He said it on that ship.
And then her response was, well, I mean, we are together, but I guess technically. So it wasn't a situation where it was like he was saying it viciously, but in how he was presenting the story, it's like, this sounds fucking terrible. What are you
And not only
doing?
that, it's looking really bad for him. I mean, he has an HBO show going. He has he has avenues of money. Like he's a brand now. He can't just talk shit no more.
Yeah.
He's a brand now. Charlemagne the brand. Yeah, that's bad for him. And it's people that are putting money into him. And if this shit just keeps blowing up, he can lose money off this shit.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's why I said it was kind of interesting seeing when certain people weren't really talking about him. Like, they weren't really getting him the fuck up out of here. Because, like I said, I don't like academics, too. But if this shit came out about academics, they all would have gotten him the fuck up out of here.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever the case is, we'll see where this goes when it comes to Charlemagne the God. But like I said, keeping that same energy when it comes to this shit.
They getting some more motherfuckers the fuck up out of here.
James Gunn, the director and writer.
Yeah, let's put it up for the gun.
Man, the director and writer of arguably the best Marvel cinematic movie for Guardians of the Galaxy. He was in the middle of writing part 3. And it turns out that he's also a left-winger. He's a liberal. He really does not like whole ass nigga in office.
Right.
And he always goes up against the right-wingers and shit like that. So a right-winger group pretty much did some digging. And they found some old tweets from all the way back to 2013. And he was joking about rape and being a pedophile pretty much.
Humor, basically.
Pedophile humor, pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, the shit started spreading because, you know, when one retweet from one certain person, when you retweet it, it spreads throughout the entire internet, and it looked really bad for him, no matter how you try to spin it. Even though he said that, you know, that was me back then, but he's like in his this happened in 2013, so that was like, what, 5 years ago? Yeah, so you were damn near in your 30s making these type of jokes, my nigga? Like, dude, this is bad for you. Yeah. And he already admitted that he fucked up.
Right.
And deleted his account.
Like I said earlier, when it came to Josh Hader and him being 17 at the time he was making those comments, am I going to look at him sideways for what he was saying? Yeah, because, you know, even though you're 17, you still know right from wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to hold a 17-year-old. Again, I said some stupid shit when I was that age, too. This motherfucker, on the other hand, was a grown-ass man. And I don't tolerate anything when it comes to acts of ungodly acts towards children.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're joking about it. Like I don't play that shit. You make a joke around me like that, I'm either gonna check you
I mean,
vocally, or I'm gonna check you with a backhand to the fucking mouth.
Oh, fuck that.
It's just that. It's just that simple.
It's like at the end. Why even make that period? If you make those type of jokes,
I don't.
You a sicko.
I mean, if you listen to this podcast enough, you know I have a dark sense of humor.
Well, I do too.
You know what I'm saying? I have that, but there's one, I don't tolerate anything that goes towards kids.
For real.
That's not what I'm dealing with. And I read some of those tweets. Yeah. And I don't even want to repeat them.
Yeah.
I'm legit reading it. I'm like,
bad.
Yeah, I'm like, bad. I don't give it I don't care if that was 5 years ago, bruh. You was a grown ass man 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Not much has changed in those 5 years. And to me, the only reason why you apologizing is because you knew that your career was about to go to the next plateau. You knew that shit was going to eventually pop up, so you wanted to catch it while you had control of the situation.
But he ended up deleting his tweets, and on top of that, Disney was like, "Fuck out of here!"
Yeah,
and they fired him.
Right,
and
for me, Disney got to be held responsible too, because I guarantee at the moment of hiring him, they knew about that shit.
Yeah,
because if he admitted it 5 years ago, it was out in the open.
All they knew about it, he was making their asses money.
Right.
But this is where everything is fucked up. This is where when shit hits the fan, or you are still a fan, because Marvel fans are just like, he was the heart and soul of that franchise, Guardians of the Galaxy. He's the only one that fucking got everything. And he say he's a changed man. He say he's not this way no more, so y'all shouldn't have fired him. But it's like, also, y'all don't want to keep that same energy because he makes your favorite fucking like movie series and shit like that. I'm going like, dude, this is corporate. They can find someone else. They have hella other directors they can fucking choose from that can make. I mean, you saw what the Russos did for fucking Infinity War. Mm-hmm. So they can do this shit, or what the guy did for Thor Ragnarok. They can get that nigga. They can easily call him and say like, hey man, you think you can help us up with this or whatever. They all, maybe
it
not.
Seems like people gravitated behind Me Too. But then when it comes time for current Me Too, because that I think that was the difference that I was realizing, was that it was easy to jump on. I don't want to say jump on the bandwagon, because we always want to support those who have gone through those horrible acts. Yeah, but it was easy to chastise the people accused of that because they were in the latter parts of their career. Exactly, so a lot of the shit was. Hell, a lot of it, we weren't even born yet. I'm like, when Kevin Spacey, that one still makes me kind of mad. Right, but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? But it seems like now when people are in their prime, you want to try to make excuses for it. And it's like, as far as I'm concerned, the situation with the women, and I'm not marginalizing it to say one is better, it's all horrible. Yeah. It's just something about making those comments towards kids. I mean, dude, it's fucked up. Like, and then you got fucking the Rick and Morty creator, Dan Harmon. Yeah. And the report came out that he deleted his Twitter because in 2009, he thought it would be the greatest idea to do some damn skit where he pulls his pants down and he wipes his dick across a baby doll. And I'm like, what kind of shit is that? Yeah, oh, wow, good timing. I read that and I was like, yeah, fuck all Rick and Morty shit. Like, if you want to do Rick and Morty without him, that's pretty much the only way I'm tuning in. You keep this motherfucker a part of that shit, and what was wild was people were still defending it. Yeah, because it's their favorite show. It's their favorite show. They don't want it to die. That's where everything just gets so misconstrued. It's like you're the reason why this show is so good. Like, we don't want it. Like, they don't want it to die. Like for example, when that shit came out with Kevin Spacey, I was mad because it was like, damn, this is the last season of House of Cards, and I really like this damn show, and I like you, Kevin, but fuck, man. Like, part of me was like, you couldn't have just said that after they filmed, but that's the selfish side of me. Right. The human side of me is like, dude, it's fucked up, you gotta go. Yeah. So when it comes to this, you better pray man, all of us gotta pray our favorite rappers, our favorite artists, favorite TV people, actors, whatever. They didn't do no fuck shit because, like I said, 2018 is the year of keeping that same energy. Yeah. So it's coming. The karma, the universe is bringing everything to the light. So, like I said, if you do some good stuff will happen to you. But if you done some fucked up shit, and this is the year for everything to come out, just ask all the Me Too motherfuckers. Oh yeah. So. But anyway, we want to stay on the topic of comic book people. Comic-Con was last weekend. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of trailers came out, you know, everyone was just glued to their pants, you know, busting in their pants. All the nerds were like, oh my God! And Marvel didn't show up because, you know, they're already in the bag. They already
Marvel knows everybody's coming back to the movie theaters next year.
Yeah, we already know. We already know what's going on. They
Yeah.
already wrapped up. They already had Infinity War, Black Panther.
Yeah,
they
they're getting ready for Phase 4. They're not concerned with what you
Yeah,
guys
they're trying to wrap up Phase 4. They're trying to get Captain Marvel. That's going to come out next year, whatever. But this was DC's time, and they had a whole lot of shit to do. So they released a trailer for Shazam. You heard of Shazam, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Shazam is funny because if you remember when people kept bringing up the Mandela effect, people kept swearing up and down that they've seen a film called Shazam that starred Shaq or Sinbad.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember that? And everybody's like,
did see there was a genie movie with Sinbad. I remember that specifically.
Right.
I don't know what it was called, but I remember watching it.
Right, and so, but then, you know, according to the history books, there's no such event taking place.
I do remember it though. But go on.
So when I saw Shazam, I was like, oh shit, they're finally putting it into existence. Until I looked and I was like, oh, the comic book.
Yeah.
And as I'm watching it, I'm like, this looks fun, man. I want to watch this.
That was fun. But you know, that's like the whole something that he was a kid and he gets struck by lightning when he says Shazam and he's a superhero.
Right.
And yeah, that looks pretty decent. And the Aquaman trailer came out and Black Twitter's calling it the equivalent of Black Panther because and what's it called? Thor and shit like that. And Aquaman, I never really cared for. I don't know why they're making it, but now from what I'm hearing, they're not calling it the DC Cinematic Universe no more. They're calling it the world of DC.
That's smart.
Yeah, so
Stay
now
away from Marvel.
So now they're not trying to make all the movies connect no more and shit like that because, you know, they failed at that shit.
Yeah.
And if you want to stay on Marvel, they're calling what's it called? They're really planning on doing a Joker movie now.
DC.
DC, my bad.
Yeah.
DC is doing a Joker movie, which has Joaquin. It's like a standalone Joker movie where it's kind of showing his background, which I don't know why you need a background movie to show who the Joker is.
I mean,
what makes the Joker dope is you don't know where he comes from. He's just chaos, like manifested.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, I get it. It'd be decent to see that. On the flip side, prayers out to Phoenix, man, because the last few Jokers, they ain't been the same after playing Joker.
I mean, Jack Nicholson was cool.
No, the last few.
Oh, yeah. One dead and the other one kind of lost his mind a bit.
Yeah.
So Joaquin Phoenix, he's pretty much they're saying he's going to play the Joker. And it's rumored and Zazie Beetz is going to co-star. And they're saying they're trying to get Robert De Niro to be in it. And they're saying they're just strong-arming this movie. In a way, they're trying to rush this movie out. They're saying it might come out. It's going to come out next year.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, so you guys are like really focused on this shit. Like you guys are really trying to get this shit out now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. And it's funny because like I got into a whole debate with fucking DC stands. You thought Arby's Angels were angry. Man, these niggas in their fucking feelings.
I made this statement plenty of times. The two biggest fan bases you will never ever please: hip hop fans. And nerds.
See,
you'll never please them.
All I asked was just a simple question. I just said, "What is the end game?" When the DC, when I was saying it was just a cinematic universe, what was the end game? Because we saw Man of Steel, and then there was Batman versus Superman, and then it was Justice League,
right?
But then it was kind of like I was sitting here and it was like, what's the end game? Because when we saw Iron Man, we knew the end game for that. The first end game was gonna get them all together for the Avengers. And then when we saw the Avengers in that post credit scene, the end game, we saw Thanos,
right?
And then they announced it's going to be Infinity War. So I'm thinking, okay, what's the end game for this? And they were all going like, it was like, what do you mean an end game? What are you talking about? They're making all these other movies. Like, what do you mean by that? And, I had to explain myself, which I really fucking hate to do sometimes because niggas are idiots. And it was just interesting to see. And just from seeing what they're doing, when I look back at this shit, I made a whole list of how these movies should have rolled out. See, WB, you should holler at me. This is how I would have had the movies roll out.
You're giving away more money. Okay.
No, it's too late now. The movies are out. This is what I would have did. I would have had Man of Steel. I would have 2 Man of Steel movies to start it off, and the second Man of Steel movie would have introduced Batman.
Right.
Then I would have had a solo Batman movie. Right? And then after that will lead into Batman vs. Superman.
Which then, of course, leads into Wonder Woman.
That will bring in Wonder Woman, and then there will be a Wonder Woman movie. After that, you have a Flash movie, and that introduces Cyborg, right? So they can work together. And through that movie, you introduce Justice League. Mm-hmm. And then that will introduce Shazam, kind of. But you could kill Superman in that movie. The next movie will be Batman 2. Then Shazam will have a standalone movie. Then you could put Aquaman, and then Suicide Squad, and then you got the Justice League 2.
Where's Green Lantern in all this?
Good question. That could be out to Justice League too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the biggest comic book fan, but I know the character. Where the hell's Green Lantern in all this?
I don't know. See, originally Green Lantern was going to kick off the cinematic universe.
Actually, I just remembered he's busy playing Deadpool now.
Yeah, exactly. But he was supposed to kick off the universe. But then when that movie failed, they were like, never mind. But it's gonna be interesting for comic book movies. It's gonna be a whole wait and see. The word of DC, it's a good way to call it. So now they can do separate movies, and they're like, they don't need no end game. They can just do separate movies. And I'm like, so there's gonna have the adventure of the day type of shit.
Right.
That's stupid. At least with Marvel, there's a reason why we're watching the movies and shit. Everything's building towards shit.
Yeah, you would think.
You would think logically. This is why it's called the illogical sense. Because we make illogical sense, get it?
I guess somebody was paying attention to us.
What do you mean?
Made logical sense, because, remember myself and Martine last week were saying, yeah, I mean, Drake went #1 with this song. Might as well go cut Shiggy a check.
And he did. Well, supposedly.
Yeah, at least acknowledged him. Mm-hmm. Took pictures with him, or had him, I don't know where he brought him up, but
he was at a party. They were at their party in New York and shit.
So I'll give him a little golf clap for that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
give him shit.
Hey, it is what it is.
And apparently he's #1 again. They said he broke streaming records again with In My Feelings and shit. And
right.
That's crazy. That's a crazy ass run he's on right now.
He's on, yeah.
Sales wise.
Yeah. Sales-wise. Now, when it comes back, and I don't want to go too much back into the battle because it's over and done with now. Mm-hmm. What I want to highlight, though, is the infamous line where he tells Push, this is going to be a cruel summer for you. And
let's get the Vincent Price laugh. Vincent Price. Yeah. Who's really having a cruel summer? I mean, who's really having a cruel summer right now?
Yeah, because I went back and looked at it and I was like, well, on Metacritic, which of course averages out all the critiques and reviews, Push is sitting at a comfortable 84, 86 out of 100 for Daytona. So
who listens to critics? Who listens to critics, man?
So it's been well received on that.
Meanwhile,
he performed at the Governor's Ball. He was just on Jimmy Fallon Tonight, as I like to say.
Why do you call it Jimmy Fallon Tonight?
Just run with it. Don't stop my shine. Just run with it. All
right, man. All right.
And he performed Santeria with the old 70s shake.
I gotta look up her shit now. I gotta really look up her. Did you ever look up any of her solo shit?
Nah, but I'll get to it eventually. And then on top of that, the reason, of course, that it led to the story of Adonis dropping was because of the Ring and Virginia Williams line.
Yeah, I would have put a ring on it like Virginia Williams.
Right. Well, he officially put the ring on it.
I mean, actually, the ring was actually on it.
Yeah, but, officially at the ceremony, they just had their wedding. So, major props off to him.
Yeah, man.
Support Black Love.
And he performed at the reception. He performed at
his own damn wedding, man. No days off.
And he still looks the same. He's like in his 40s, and he's
41.
Yeah, he still looks the same.
He's 41,
but
Malice is 46.
Yeah, he looks 46.
Yeah,
he kind of looks. I mean, but in a good 46.
Right.
He looks good. They look good for their age. Black don't crack.
But shouts out to him because he was definitely his brother's keeper. Mm-hmm. I remember you brought it to me. You're like, well, Pharrell was his best man, so you said you were shocked because you would have expected No Malice.
Yeah.
So then I went and looked at it and I was like, that's why he wasn't the best man. He was actually the one that married him. So,
and Kanye and Kim were there.
They had it was pretty much a immediate family and friends event.
Now I can understand why Pusha took that really fucking serious. I think he planned on marrying her this year.
Yeah.
That was his plan. And then this motherfucker says that. So yeah, that struck a chord. So I had to kill you now.
Right. So, of course, the marriage takes place and major props and we wish them the best.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at it and I'm like, you said this nigga summer was gonna be cruel.
It's a great summer for him.
Yeah, and
you have an album of the year, arguably
contender.
the best rap album of the year.
For sure, it's a contender.
You married the love of your life. You
were the president of
Good Music.
Which is we just saw their 5-week run.
And you just verbally manhandled the biggest artist in the industry. Single-handedly with one verse.
That's a hell of a year. It's a hell of a career, if you actually want to put it.
That's a Hall of Fame career.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I made the statement this year saying the story of Adelon is record of the year. People looked at me like I was crazy when I said that.
I won't go that far, but it's definitely.
It's a historic. We got to make a category. We got to give it a special achievement.
It's a chapter.
It's a special achievement award. You know how they give a special achievement awards?
Yeah.
We got to give that record.
If it's not a chapter, it's definitely a subsection. To itself.
It's like it deserves, like, it's historical. The shockwave that it just gave to hip hop and everything. It's just, and you know they took it off YouTube. You hear about that? Yeah, they took the songs off YouTube now. It's not the official one on Worldstar Hip Hop. That shit's gone. UMG took it down.
Oh wow, that's funny.
That makes it even more historical. So I gotta download it off SoundCloud before they decide to take that shit down. Yeah. It's like I said, it's historical.
Nah, I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you that.
Yep. Let's go. My phone died, so it's kind of
good.
Yeah.
There's some stuff we can skip out.
Yeah.
The Dream ended up selling his catalog for $23 million.
Damn. Well, at least he knew about it, unlike R. Kelly's ass.
Yeah, man. He still owns minority share of it too. So hey, shouts out to him. That's actually a decent business move. Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott, they covered GQ.
Who cares?
Yeah. Sade heard everybody bringing up Georgia Smith, trying to bring comparison. She was like, y'all must have forgot who the fuck I am. So,
I'm the Sleepy Joan voice music.
Yeah, so get ready in 2019 because I'm going to drop an album.
See, that's what I tell everyone. And when everyone says they can't sleep, the first thing I say is just play some Sade. Oh, man. Sade will sing your ass. She will sing your ass a lullaby.
Sade, man. She fine as hell.
She's 56 and she still looks good.
Yeah.
Her and Tina Turner.
What else has been going on? Chris Brown and Rich the Kid. So, they're on tour.
Yeah.
Well, they've been working on a joint album.
I'd rather hear that him and Jacquees shit first.
Yeah. I'm just getting through stuff that,
Well, what about
we bring it up?
Hold on. There was that note. Oh, Jay, what's it called? Made in America got kicked out. Now it's back.
Yeah. Let's bring that up real quick. Well, before that, this is the Carters in general. Beyonce submitted a request to shoot a video at Rome's Coliseum. So this is, of course, following ape shit being shot at the Louvre.
Yeah.
Or, how do you pronounce it?
The Louvre.
There, thank you. So we'll see what happens with that.
Oh, man, Beyonce is secretly the Louvre. Yeah, she, Beyonce. She dropped her album with her husband, and she is secretly working on something else.
Right.
Whether she's on tour or not. Man, that non-disclosure agreement. I wonder what's in that shit. When you working with Beyonce, what is in that non-disclosure agreement?
A bag?
No, besides the bag, but what? Like, if you say something, if you even whisper what you are doing, you dead.
But that's what I'm saying. It's got to be a bag. You can keep your mouth shut from the time we start this all the way to its presentation to the public.
This is what you're gonna make.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I will sue you for this.
Yeah. And I'm probably looking at that like, 6 figures to shut my mouth for 2 months?
Shit.
I'll be fucked up.
Oh, what you doing? Something. I ain't gonna do shit. I ain't telling you shit until it drops. Yeah, I worked on it.
So shouts out to her. We want to keep Michelle in our thoughts.
And Michelle Williams, yeah, man. Yeah. She admitted to rehab for depression. So
right. So
yeah, man.
I would imagine that B and Kelly have been in talks with her. Missy Elliott went on Twitter, and Missy Elliott at this point, she's re-emerged.
Dude, she's been looking good lately.
Well,
man, I don't know what happened.
But I was gonna say, in the same way Will re-emerged and reinvented himself with social media, it seems like Missy's done the same thing on Twitter. A lot of people know her more. I wouldn't say our generation, but the newer generation knows her more through that than the actual music, which that's wild.
That's
to me.
some bullshit. Missy Elliott was my first favorite rapper to listen to, man.
But shout out to Missy because she, of course, extended her thoughts and prayers and told her she was riding with her. Now Jay, he was in the news because, of course, he is one of the founders for the Made in America Festival.
And apparently the mayor wanted to...
Well, the mayor of Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he basically was like, yeah, it's going to be the last one we have at the Ben Franklin Parkway. Y'all got to find somewhere else to host this shit.
And then Hov was like, no.
No.
No. And pretty much that whole letter that we're looking at right now.
Yeah, you guys
read
see
it.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't really matter now to read it because
it's pointless at this point. But basically what he was saying was they were hoping that they could talk something out because he seemed to make a decision without speaking to his camp. Mm-hmm. And right before we got on air, we found out
it's back.
Yeah,
it's there to stay. So and
round of applause.
It's just kind of funny because everything, the year that Nicki Minaj was going to headline, it would have been the last one,
right?
In Philly.
Yeah. That is the universe.
If you really look at everything Nicki touches, everything goes to shit.
Yeah.
Leave Safari, he goes to shit.
Safari, man.
When he got kicked off that basketball court out there, I fuck bitches,
more bitches
more better than you. You can only drill.
Yo, the Joe Budden podcast. There's a reason why they're the best podcast out. Them motherfuckers called him live on the show just to boo
him. Man, I was kind of mad that we didn't go to that, but man, they were out here
right
this past Sunday, going to
Yeah, and in one way I was upset about it, and the other way I was like,
we'll hear him from next week.
Well, and I was just like, yesterday I completed my goal of I actually went over the amount I wanted to get because I got to take care of these bills when I start the next job. So when I saw that, I was like, you know what? My goal was accomplished because I would have had to shove out more money to go see that when I could just listen to these niggas for free every week.
For real. And I was gonna do the same stuff, but I was like, I'm just gonna watch Last Chance U, and that was the best decision I made.
Give me a hell yeah!
Yep, there you go.
Let's see. Rihanna reportedly recorded 500 songs for this dance hall album.
She said it was supposed to, she got like hella reggae shit. So that's an album that we didn't talk about before. We didn't mention that.
Yeah, because we forgot to bring her up on the mid-year review. Then last week we were kind of like, well, maybe she will drop something. Then I completely forgot this dance hall album was in the works. And at this point, she's recorded 500 songs for it. Allegedly. And only, how much of it? I think 2% or 3% of all those songs are going to make the cut because she's going to have 10 songs.
Yeah, so all that shit she's been doing, she's still recording. Right. So, hey, man, we're going to see. We're going to see. I don't know when that's coming. I have a feeling that's going to come out the blue.
Right.
All these albums, like we said, they don't announce albums no more. They just drop them.
Right.
A day before or a few days before.
But that's definitely a headliner that's coming out in the second half of this year. So that's something we're going to keep. And keep it. I just want to clear on some of these things before we
get to the reviews
and some other stuff. Lupe going at Joe on Twitter. That was funny.
Yeah.
Basically saying he wants his hands in Street Fighter.
Yeah, they have like an ongoing feud with that.
A more personal one is Floyd Mayweather in 50.
There's some grown ass men doing that shit, man.
Yeah. I'm interested in seeing where that goes.
But the shit that Floyd said was some real shit.
Yeah,
that was some real shit.
But we all knew how 50 was going to win, and he did exactly that, which was.
Did he really win?
Yeah, because Floyd put that shit up, and the first thing I saw and noticed that was, who the fuck wrote this?
Because Floyd can't read,
right,
or write. He's like R. Kelly,
right? And so then when 50 responded back, he goes, "Yeah, I found the draft, and it had all these fucking badass spellings."
I was like. Y'all some grown ass men, man. They're like frenemies.
Yeah,
they really they love each other, then hate each other, love each other, hate. Man, y'all need to kiss and make up, man.
Yeah,
shit.
I have a feeling when the first one goes, and hopefully they don't pass away for a long, long time. I have a feeling when the first one goes, the other one's gonna pay his respects, and then he's gonna turn around to the coffin and be like, "I told you I was gonna make it before you, bitch," and then walk away. Like, I feel like it'd be one of those.
They're both gonna be in hell, man. They're gonna be in hell doing some fucked up shit too. They're gonna both be in hell tormenting each other, man. That's
yeah. Division and her are reportedly working on a joint project.
Let's see if OVO blocks that shit.
Yeah.
If anything, it'll probably be on DatPiff.
DatPiff.com.
DatPiff.com.
Mixtape authority.
See, I'm still shocked that Tidal, Spotify, or Apple Music has not
picked it up.
Haven't picked DatPiff and live mixtapes because
that would be a hell of an investment.
I'm surprised Tidal hasn't done it yet because they already put Spotify and Tidal are slowly putting mixtapes on their streaming service. So It's just I'm surprised they haven't bought it yet.
That's true.
Man, we always put shit in the universe.
Maybe we just lost out on that damn bag. Yeah. Oh well. Joke's on us.
Hey man, every time we put shit out in the universe, watch as soon as we're done recording. Breaking news: Jay-Z entitled buys live mixtape and that piff.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Let's see. Bobby Shmurda says he's getting out in 2020.
We'll see.
Let's see how that goes. Another couple got married. Shout out to Jalen Rose and Molly Cornell.
I did not know they were together.
Oh yeah, they've been together for a cool minute.
How long?
I think almost 2 years now.
Good for them. Give them 81 reasons why they should have stayed together.
Oh, you missed the joke.
What?
You missed the joke over the weekend.
What did he say?
Somebody had said, they go, oh, it was a nice, beautiful day. I bet it was 81 degrees out. But shouts out to them. They got married when they were both on their vacation from ESPN, which very smart.
Very smart move,
definitely. Yeah. Shout out to 21 Savage, man. Like
21.
I remember us speaking about him over last year, just not understanding what he was doing. But ever since that point,
ever since he left Amber Rose, man, he's been glowing.
Yeah, and now he's at a point where I think I brought this up where he was planning on teaching about financial literacy. We just didn't know what he was going to do with it. Now it's clear he's actually starting a movement to teach middle and high school kids about financial literacy.
Good for him.
Good
for him.
Another round of applause. That's major.
He left a hoe and now he's grown a brain. Good for him.
And the thing is too was there was video footage of him at YG in a strip club. Mm-hmm. YG's chained up, throwing money all around, and 21's just chilling there, enjoying the atmosphere, but no chains.
No chains. He's just wearing regular clothes.
Not even throwing ones.
Dude has grown a brain.
Yeah,
he's grown a brain, and he's seeing how everything's looking. That's hey,
right.
You know, YG. That album comes out in a few weeks, and I'm still kind of nervous about that.
Well,
I'm still nervous. I'm still nervous about that album.
I am too, but we gonna see.
We'll see. He'll probably prove us wrong. Hopefully.
Let's see what else. Busta Rhymes. So Busta says he's got a new album that's pretty much finished at this point. Ninth Wonder actually came out and he said that this is actually one of the best albums he's heard this year. So when Ninth says it, that's something I actually want to.
Yeah, Busta's always hit or miss with me, so we'll see.
If Ninth says it, I'm intrigued.
I heard
to hear
Busta's a fucking asshole in real life. Beyond music, like, you know, as a person.
I wouldn't doubt it. You never know. But everybody knows since the Super Bowl that he's also a Doritos ambassador. And Doritos is actually doing what they're calling the Blaze Beat Challenge. So aspiring rappers can submit rhymes over a Terrace Martin produced track, which he used a Doritos bag, some hot sauce, and other elements to make this beat. You can find this beat on DoritosBlazeTheBeat.com. And you can submit your entry. I guess they're asking for 16s.
Why don't you do that shit?
Possibly. If I got time. I got school and shit.
Yeah.
And start this new job.
Well, one of you motherfuckers can do this shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm plugging it out.
I mean, hey, well, they ain't giving us no bag.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, you know, we could be helping out somebody's dreams and they that wouldn't know about this. But from listening to us, get your ass up and go submit a 16.
Probably.
The winner is gonna
give us a percentage of it if you win.
Yeah, we need that finder's fee.
You feel me? Shit.
The winner is gonna get to perform at the Life is Beautiful Festival pre-party that takes place in Vegas on September the 20th, and they'll be performing with a major headliner on the Blaze stage. So that's something to look out for.
Watch it be 6ix9ine.
You never know. But another thing I found important. So he did. I forgot who he did an interview with.
You talking about the shit that DJ Booth talked about?
I think so. Where he was talking about how hip hop should have a union.
But there was another shit he said. Pretty much the reason why people like Kendrick and J. Cole more than Drake is because people like substance. There's a reason why.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
this was a different interview.
No, it was the same interview.
Okay,
it was because DJ Booth highlighted one little part of it, and he pretty much said the reason why Kendrick got the Grammys is because at the end of the day, you can go to the club and all that shit, but people like substance. I mean, he didn't really say it to be an asshole from the way he was talking.
That's a shot fired, though.
Yeah, I know it was a shame, but is it really a shot or was it the truth?
Truths can be shots. And truths are shots when you tell somebody about themselves.
Yeah.
So, then you bring in J. Cole in the mix. That's you letting out rounds.
Yeah, but he was just pretty much talking about how pretty much that's the reason why people like Kendrick, and that's why Kendrick has more Grammys and more acclaim is because at the end of the day, people like substance. So
yeah,
but the union.
Yeah, so basically what he was saying was hip hop should look into unionizing themselves.
Joe Budden kind of talked about that.
Right. I don't really want to go too much into it because you can check out the article, but I felt that was very interesting because apparently he's been saying that for a while now.
Well, I think a lot of artists have.
Right.
Not just. I think that's what Tidal kind of is in a way.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's why Jay-Z be looking at these artists like weirdos. Like, you're not gonna really join me? You still gonna keep giving these niggas money?
Right.
Wookie. You think Jay-Z says it like that?
I don't even want to try. I'm not even going to test
that
those
title.
waters.
Okay.
Gotta get that title.
Okay.
Somebody that don't need to worry about getting the title, but worried about posting bond and all that. Offset actually got put back in jail.
Yeah, he's out now.
Right.
But
So he got pulled over for tinted windows, and the cops searched the car and found more than tinted windows.
found a whole bunch of straps.
Yeah, what makes it worse is that so he's up on 4 counts. 2 of them are actually felonies because he's in possession of firearm as a felon.
Why?
And he's in possession of a weapon during a crime because they pulled him over for not switching lanes properly or whatever. But he's there, and then he's got misdemeanors because he was in possession of an ounce or less of marijuana, and then, of course, the improper lane change.
Why the fuck did he have a gun on him is what I'm thinking.
These are street niggas, man.
But you just had a child, bro.
Hey, remember, he was the Migo that the other two had to pull in and get him off the streets. It was
Who's the one that got locked up and was in there for
Offset.
a minute? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Takeoff and Quavo have been the ones where they were
keeping the boat.
Offset, he's been on record. He's like, I was doing my own shit, and they, of course, we're all family. They were like, no, you need to do this rap shit. Like, get off the street.
See, that's what I don't get about these niggas now, man. But when you, whatever, man.
We hope the best for him.
Yeah, of course.
Especially considering the fact, of course, him and Cardi are just coming off the birth of culture. So
yeah, both of the birth of the culture. Anyway,
let's see what else is there. We already went through Busta Rhymes. Oh, Wiz Khalifa. Okay. The numbers came out for Rolling Papers. Martine, if you're listening, this is supposed to be your topic, but we'll run with it.
I guess.
First week numbers just under 80,000. Not surprised. 13,000 of those were just pure sales.
You're actually talking numbers when it comes to this, huh?
Yeah.
He came in number 2. Robbery came in number 1 again.
Right. Did you see the videos?
No.
The video is actually pretty good. So he dropped Gin and Drugs, which is, of course, features Problem. And then he dropped Rolling Papers 2. Those I liked them. And then, of course, so he was busy all this past week. So he's dropping videos. Then he performed Hopeless Romantic with Sway Lee on Jimmy Fallon at Night.
Oh, my. Dude, it's the Tonight Show.
Let me have it.
It's the...
Let me have it.
Okay.
And then, of course, now he's going to be one of the headliners for the Bay Area stop of Rolling Loud with Ray Shremmerd and Travis Scott. You going to go to that? I got work. Remember, I work. So once I start this job, it's Thursdays and Mondays. 5:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m.
You off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays?
Wednesdays, yeah.
What am I about to say? There's something's going on Rolling Loud. Oh, no, this has nothing to do with Rolling Loud, but I know 6ix9ine's coming out here. You heard about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, him, Brad Barbie, Yo Gotti. I forgot what it's called, The Last Day of Summer or some shit. That's what it's called. It's coming to San Jose.
I saw that.
It's coming to San Jose.
I was like, that looks rough.
I'm like, oh, you coming to the Bay, 6ix9ine. Let's see. Don't fuck up.
That show looks rough.
And people are going to go to that shit, too. That's the crazy thing about it. Anyway, Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud's going to have, we'll name a few people. Gucci going to come back. Pusha T's going to be out here.
Travis Scott going to be headlining, too.
Right. Shout out to Uncle 40. P-Lo, which we'll get into in a bit. Mm-hmm. I'm really, really happy with P-Lo right now. Really happy with Buddy. We'll get into him in a bit. Your boy Puya.
Oh, he gonna be out there. That's
He's gonna be out here too. Young Thug will be out here. But I bring that up because I guess they're actually looking for a few more people to bring on to perform on the other stages. I don't know how many stages they have, but I think it's like Rock the Bells.
I was about to say, yeah, like Rock the Bells.
So of course, friend of the podcast, Prince Soul, his name is up there. So everybody go vote for Prince Soul.
That'd be dope.
Give him an opportunity to get out on stage. And then I also want to give another shout out to my boy City Sean. City is actually in the process of starting his first annual Family Money Back to School Backpack Giveaway, which is going to take place on August 11th. So I want to give a special round of applause.
Round of applause for that.
He's going to be giving away 100 fully loaded backpacks. And this will be taking place at the Breezy Excursion flagship store, which you can find at 1020 The Alameda out here in San Jose. This is going to be taking place on August 11th, so I'm pretty sure it's a Saturday.
Yeah.
That'll be going from 1 to 7 p.m. So if you got kids or you know of anybody that needs a backpack going into school, definitely hit that up. They're also going to be taking donations too. So if you donate 4 items or more, you'll actually end up getting a 15% discount next time you shop at Breezy Excursion. So once again, that's City Sean. It's my dog. Love him for that. And very proud to see that he's putting this on for the kids.
Other than that, let's get to this music.
Yeah, that pretty much covers all that. So now we got music.
Air the horns for that?
Oh yeah, because not because it's spoilers. I was talking to somebody. This was actually one of the times in recent memory I can remember where every project I heard, I liked, and not only did I like, it was okay. Where does this go on my top 50 list? You know what I'm saying? Usually I got projects where it's like, okay, yeah, it's cool, whatever, but here and there. Like every project I heard, except for Chance, because those were singles. Every project
Chance did not impress me at all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not including him. I'm just talking about the projects. Every project I heard, I was like, okay, let's find out where we can place these. I was very, very impressed with this weekend. But we'll start off with Chance because he preceded the weekend by dropping those songs on a Wednesday or Thursday.
He randomly.
Yeah. So he dropped 4 singles, 65th and Ingleside, I Might Need Security, Walla Cam, and Workout.
I was on all those records.
Really?
Every single one of them I was really, really on.
Interesting.
Very nothing really impressed me. I mean, I Need Security just for the sample.
Right.
Other than that, Chance's voice was annoying. I don't know what it was. It just wasn't moving me. Nothing was. It was like, I think he was trying to do that, what Drake did with God Plan. He wants to see what works.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up. That was my take from this, whereas I think artists now are just floating songs out to see what's popping
What's going to stick.
And then whatever one sticks, that's what I don't know if they're necessarily going to build the album around it, but they're going to make it a highlight. Because I definitely got that feel from this.
That's what Gambino was trying to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, in his defense too, he had already performed, one of the songs on.
No, he didn't. That song still I'm waiting for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was one
yeah, he didn't. Yeah, that song, I don't know why I think that was probably the original plan. This Is America, then that song, but I think he just wanted to stick with This Is America.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Workout, I didn't really trip off of that. I Might Need Security again. Yeah, I liked it for the sample. But then there was something I caught, which was, in it he says, I bought the Chicagoist just to run you racist bitches out of business. So I'm like, okay, well, what's he talking about? So I went and researched it. Come to find out, he actually made a venture into the media, and he bought the local news site, The Chicagoist.
I saw that,
which covers news, food, and culture out in Chicago. So if anything, I'm going to give him props for that.
Good for him.
That's a good venture to be a part of. Now you have control of the kind of content that you want to produce out there for your people. You know what I'm saying? Your community. 65th and Ingleside was decent enough for me to bounce to. But for sure, the biggest one out of all this was Walla Cam. Like, even as annoying as it kind of was, just the Walla Cam, just hearing it over and over, I was like, the beat alone is going to sell that record.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that's going to be the record where everybody finishes out the summer, too.
But musically, I was really very on all of them. All 4 of them, I was really, really on.
I'll give you that.
I didn't know what it was, and I like Chance as a rapper. I like him. I don't mind him. Coloring Book, I still love. 10 Day, I still love. Acid Rap. But I don't know. Maybe it was his voice. Maybe it was the songs. Just nothing was moving me with this shit. But I don't know. I'll wait till his album is going to probably pop up out of nowhere.
Right.
Which I know it will.
Oh, of course. It's coming out. Remember, he's going on tour pretty soon as well. If I'm not mistaken. So
with who?
Wait. Is it him?
It is Gambino. Gambino's
Ray Shremmer and Vince Staples.
Oh, Chance is going on tour with Vince Staples.
Is he? Because I thought Vince Staples was picking up the second half with Gambino.
I think
everybody going on fucking tour. That's all I know. Like,
I just know Gambino's going to be with Ray Shrimmer. Yeah, you're right. It's going to be Gambino's going on tour with Ray Shrimmer, and Chance is going on tour too. I know that.
Right.
Oh yeah, you know who else is going to be dropping soon is Mac Miller. Mac Miller's album.
Yeah, because he's dropping the same day as YG.
Yeah, Mac Miller's album. I'm really interested in. I haven't listened to none of the tracks, and I'm kind of keeping away from them. You know what I mean? Because they said it's going to be 10 tracks, and they said 13 tracks. Mm-hmm. Okay.
When we covered it last week.
Yeah, 13 tracks, and he's going to have. And they said he was in Hawaii. He was secluded in Hawaii.
Yeah.
He has features from J. Cole, Snoop Dogg, and a few other people supposedly. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, so you going Kanye on us?
Mac Miller makes dope music.
I know he does make dope music. He might drop a classic. He might be that dark horse that no one saw coming.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, he lost his female. He was dealing with his alcohol problems.
He definitely has material.
He, after dropping that last Lovey Dovey album, which was what was it? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
that was a good album.
The Larry Fisher one, whatever he was going by under.
No, the one where it was more about the one with
he was going under the alias. It was like Larry Fisher or something like that.
Yeah, and then he had that song with Anderson .Paak.
Yeah,
that was a good ass album. Mm-hmm. And then he was in love with what's her name with Ariana Grande, and then they broke up, and then she hopped on that one boy's dick, and she has not hopped up off it. And he is
walked the same since.
I know. I've noticed that a lot. He must be giving her them back shots.
Yeah.
Anyway, fucking Mac Miller.
Well, before we get into that.
Pause.
Well, yeah, he's giving it to her. How's that a pause?
I don't know. It just felt necessary.
Yeah, anyway. The internet, Art Feature's own The Internet dropped their
they're not Art Future anymore.
I mean, they out the group. I thought they all kind of just went their separate way. But
this time it seems like everybody officially went their separate ways.
I think
they're all family.
They're cool.
This is the first album. It has nothing to do with Odd Future Records.
I figure. So I just have this feeling, like I'm just saying, like if Taylor makes that call, Tyler makes that call, and say, "Yo, we gotta get the band back together."
Yeah, but it could probably take a while too.
Yeah, because Frank Ocean's like a hippie now. Earl is not focused on music no more since his mom died and shit. I don't know what Taco doing.
But we know what Sid's doing.
Yeah, Sid making them classic records.
Yeah, so Hive Mind dropped. Of course, I was excited for this.
Everybody was.
13 tracks.
13 tracks.
Just under an hour.
Just under an hour, yes.
And I liked it.
I liked it too. I didn't like it much as what was the first one?
Well, the first one was
the one last year.
No, the one 3 years ago was Ego Trip.
Ego Trip. I didn't like it as much as Ego Trip.
Ego Trip was in my top 5. Top 15.
Ego Trip was good, but this one was pretty good. This was a good follow up.
No, for sure. I had a little trouble vibing with it Friday and Saturday, and then for whatever reason, Sunday, everything just clicked, and I was like, yeah, okay. Now, maybe it was one of the things where you had to hear it on a Sunday afternoon, and then everything clicks in.
Yeah, it's one of those albums you gotta like really just sit back and just groove to it.
But of course, we introduced Roll, also Burbank Funk on one of our playlists. Mm-hmm. Now, I knew Come Over and La Di Da had dropped, but I stayed away from it because I was, once I hear one song, I'm like, okay, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the Mac Miller. I'm staying away from
that. Come Over is a whole ass mood. God damn. Mm-hmm. I'm fighting for that shit on this month's playlist.
Hey man. Hey, it's smooth music, man. The whole shit is smooth.
What else is there? Next Time in Humble Pie. That was another standout from me. And then Look What You Started. And then It Gets Better with Time was interesting because that seemed to come out at a pun unintended, but it seemed to come out at a perfect time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just the overall feel of it, how people are more open to being
in love.
I wouldn't even call it that. It's just because to me, I kind of took it as you can also look into a depression and how people are more open to saying, "Hey, if you're going through something, lean on me. Like I got you. Don't worry about it. Like everything is better with time." So I felt like just that flowed well together.
I liked Wannabe.
That was a good one. They actually did the video for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a good video. Overall,
it's a good neo soul R&B out. They better win a Grammy for this, depending on what else comes out.
Right.
But
definitely want to hope for that.
Hopefully, because they got snubbed with Eagle Trip.
Right. Another quick one. I don't know if you listen to this, but Dram dropped a quick 3-track EP.
How was that?
That's a Girl's Name. It was cool. I liked it. I mean, you know how I am with EPs, especially EPs that are 2 to 3 tracks. Like, you just really can't get a feel, but for what it was, I liked it. It was good music.
And another dude I put you on was Bobby Sessions.
Yeah.
This
ended up being our dark horse of the week.
It came out because I saw DJ Booth posted an article about him, and he said, "Yeah, this record's supposed to make you angry." Right. So I was kind of just like, okay, I'm just curious about him. And then the first track was called "Because You Can't." No, not the first track. The track called "Like Me," and I was like,
yeah.
Oh, we on that type of hype right now.
Oh, this is black activism.
The album's called
Revolution Chapter 1, The Divided States of America. With 3 Ks. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it's off. And he's on Def Jam, of course. Yeah, and it's called. I don't know why. Yeah, Like Me was. I was just like, after that first track.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I sent it immediately to JC. Like, you listen to this shit. This whole album, just not certain tracks. This whole album felt like when Malcolm X first joined the Nation of Islam, and he was saying, "Fuck the white devil."
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's basically what it is, because the next song after Like Me is Pick a Side.
Yeah.
And when he started going, when he was breaking down the NFL and talking about specifically with Ray Lewis, and then he called Coon Lock.
Yeah.
Like, it just, and then it led into politics, and just, man, the flow of this just
and
kept
it was
going.
relentless. And then One Less Nigga, or just, it was just like, okay, you just trying to, okay. That's how I felt in the end, like, okay.
But you know what? This was the music when Hoaz got voted in. We all said at least one highlight of it is going to be the music from a lot of these cats is going to be fire as a result.
Oh, yeah.
And this was one of those examples where you pinpoint this record and be like, oh, this is where we start the revolution at.
Yeah.
This is the soundtrack.
I mean, hey,
right here.
Kendrick kind of warned you guys on To Pimp a Butterfly. To Pimp a Butterfly was a warning in a way.
This is the full-fledged, we not doing no talking no more.
See, this is the type of album I could listen to only a few times, because after that I'm like, okay, I can't keep listening. It's gonna piss me off.
Oh, I ran this back.
Oh, you had to.
All day Saturday, and I gave, usually before I run something back, I'll play a couple, either another album or just some songs in between to see. I always like to give myself a test.
Yeah.
Because usually I know how I know something's really good is if I don't want to listen to what I like, I want to get back to it. And that's exactly what happened with this.
See, with this, it kind of gave me that Immortal Technique feel, if you know what I mean. Because I like Immortal Technique, don't get me started, but I kind of kicked back off him because it was the same. He said the same stuff all the fucking time on all his albums about, fuck government, racism, all that shit. He rapped his ass off. He cool. But then some days I listen to it and it's just like, all right, man, can you talk about
get it.
That's how I feel with this album. I'm like, okay, fuck the white people. I get it. Yeah, Black Power.
I wouldn't even say fuck the white people.
Not fuck the white people.
Everybody that, at this point, it was, again, pick a side. It wasn't even black or white. It was right and wrong.
Like I've been saying.
Yeah, so I mean, nah, man, I had to run this back a few times.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah, it's a real good album.
Right.
EP, whatever the fuck it is. It's something.
It's something. It's something to pay attention to.
Yeah, you gotta pay. It's gonna be that dark horse you need to listen. You need to really look back on. Well, in a lighter note, Pilo, good call. Pilo, the lone HBK that's keeping it going.
Yeah, of course, Pilo out the rich. He went and dropped his recent album Prime. Again, I wish Martine was here because Martine was actually the one that called it mid-year review.
He said that Pilo was going to be the dark horse, not the dark horse,
the Bay Area Artist of the Year.
Pretty much. He's
remember because I was like, oh yeah, that's right, he's dropping an album, and then here we are. And I look, 11 tracks.
You text me saying it was.
You know what you're getting from Pilo too.
Exactly.
Like
Party records.
He's going to give you slaps. And damn, did he give us slaps?
A whole lot of slaps. All started off with, what's it called? No Idea. Bamboo with the whole Jackie Chan intro and shit like that.
And what I liked about this project was there were those quick little sound bites from stuff that we're familiar with.
Yeah.
And it leads into what was blasting. I mean, Crystal SOBRBE,
Crystal's
man.
That's the hit. Yeah. That's a hit.
BBLU with Cuban Doll. That's
a hit.
Yeah. And then, of course, I don't know. Somehow, some way, we ended up skipping Same Squad on one of these playlists.
Same Squad?
Yeah, Same Squad, Same Squad.
Oh, yeah.
This just slaps. And somehow, some way, he was able to give us rapping Dom Kennedy.
Yeah.
Like, if you remember, because, outside of his
an
feature.
old track.
Yes. Well, I'll say this because if you remember his feature for Nip on Victory Lap, it sounded.
Yeah, he actually. So I think Dom Kennedy's on that When I Feel Like It hype.
Possibly.
That's what it is. Or maybe, like you say, spurts.
Possibly.
Yeah, so.
But no, overall, man, just shit. I mean, that's all I can say. Because as I'm listening to it, I'm like, slap. Damn, that shit not. Well, this one's a slap. Wait, what? Nigga, is this shit gonna slow down? This is another hit. God damn.
I mean, you know what P-Lo is, man. He's the reason.
Time to bring the bass back.
I mean, there's a reason why people got on DJ Mustard for stealing his fucking sound.
Yeah.
So let's keep.
Nah, he at this point he definitely is our front runner for Bay Area Artist of the Year. I mean, he's got this album, who he's been producing for. Of course, he's got the hit Boy with E40 and Be Legit. Like,
hey man, don't count out E40, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. As of now, he's the front runner as far as I'm concerned.
And Mozzie.
Mozzie's up there too. But overall,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you remember P-Lo, you have an advantage when you put the beats down too.
Oh yeah. Plus when you in any club out here in the Bay, you will hear hear, put me on something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No matter where you at in the Bay, you will hear that record. He has the slapper.
Right.
So,
and last but definitely not least, this actually was my favorite project of the weekend.
From Compton.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Of course, Buddy, his name's not going to be too familiar with the broad public. Mainstream-wise, definitely not. Mm-hmm. But for hip-hop fans, though, remember, Buddy was actually the last artist signed to Star Trek before it closed up shop. And then, of course, when Pharrell went over
to I Am Other.
Yeah, and he started I Am Other, he brought Buddy along with him. So Buddy's been around for a minute, but this is actually his debut album. And this is Harlan and Alondra.
Very, very smooth.
Oh my goodness.
Smooth ass album. Kind of reminded me of old Kendrick.
Man, from I be going through some real life shit.
I think I want to say Kendrick Lamar EP Kendrick.
Definitely around that era, the overly dedicated
era, yeah.
Nah, this was smooth with some bars.
Yeah.
He was talking. Ty Dolla $ign again. The Hey Up There feature.
What studio was Ty Dolla in? Where was he? Man. Like, what studio did he find himself in to get all these features, man?
I don't know, man.
Like, what studio? Where was he?
What was wild about Hey Up There for me was that Ty lent as a guest for the verse, not the hook. It was Buddy that did the hook. That shit sounded awesome.
Yeah.
Incredible. Trouble on Central. So he dropped the video for Trouble on Central.
Okay.
That, you gotta watch that video.
Okay.
That Buddy's up there, man. Like
they got the bag behind him, though.
Right.
Okay.
Again, I've been familiar with him ever since Star Trek because he's dropped a few mixtapes, and of course he was on Status Symbol 1 and 2 for Nipsey off of Mailbox Money.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Victory Lap. The Blue, which is featuring Snoop. I think Terrace Martin produced that one.
Yeah, he did. I heard the saxophone.
The Blue and Speechless, dog. If that ain't summertime, I don't know what summertime is.
Summertime music, man.
Especially West Coast summertime. And then we talk so much about Ty. Somehow, some way, we've forgotten the year that Khalid's had as a featured artist.
Yeah.
Because Trippin' came on, and I'm just like, yo, Ty for sure is the front runner, but if anybody's going to be close to him, it's Khalid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because, okay, so we got Trippin', and then we got the joint that he had with her. On the Superfly
soundtrack.
Yeah. He's got other joints. He's got the joint with Black and Ty Dolla $ign that they did. Like, he's
slowly doing it, man.
Right.
This is a year of features, man.
Oh, yeah. Overall, man. Again, I liked all the projects, but this project for me, I like this one the most.
West, y'all. Two of the best projects came from the West Coast. 3 of the best projects.
Yeah.
Internet.
And West Coast runs this shit, bro. Like, people don't want to admit it anymore. They have a hard time.
I mean, the Pulitzer Prize winner comes from the West Coast.
I mean, even before that, Butterfly was universally the number 1 album.
I mean, come on.
Across 2015.
Come on. Come on. Come on, Cletus. Come on, Cletus. Like 21. Come on. I mean, I'm just saying right now, like the West is running this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all just need to get with it.
Yeah, you gotta get it with it. But I want to give a round of applause to everybody that dropped this weekend that we reviewed.
So who's coming this week?
If I'm not mistaken, we got an off week.
Who knows, man? It's an off
But
week.
that's what I'm saying. As of now,
Rihanna could drop out of nowhere.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's like honestly, because the thing about these album drops is that we don't know who's coming until the night of.
Right.
You know, we don't know who's coming.
At least know. We at least know one or two.
Yeah, but
And then outside of that, it's kind of a free for all where it's like, all right, let's see who pops when I wake up.
yeah, and it's just like, oh, you dropped. Okay, that's interesting.
Right.
Now it's just like, who knows? I think right now it probably is an off week.
I think so, which would actually...
I'm just knocking
Right.
on wood because you never know. Rihanna
Right.
could drop an album out of nowhere.
If anything, it's going to benefit us because
Yeah.
we're still... At this point, we're 50-50 on if we're going to do an episode next week just because of scheduling.
Well, if it pops up,
If it pops
you
up,
know.
yeah, we going, yeah.
Depending on how we feel. Depending on how we feel, yeah, it'll come.
Yeah,
maybe.
If not, then you'll definitely, go back and listen to some old
episodes where we prophesy shit.
Right. There was one story that I kept out of the mentions because I actually want to go over this a little bit. It was funny as fuck to read. Somebody actually called the cops.
Oh, the basketball nigga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody actually called the cops to the gym because he got fouled too hard on the court.
It was a white boy, of course.
And did you see his attire?
Nah.
He was suited and booted. He was ready to go to war at that 24-hour fitness. I'm assuming that was the gym.
It
But he was
was.
ready to go. And apparently, the motherfucker that was guarding the rim was like, no, you ain't.
No.
And laid his ass out, and he left the gym, and he called the cops. And when the cops came, the employee...
They even had the body cam. They released the body cam version. It's like, so what? This ain't good to call the cops. No, but I'm just not sure if he's going to do something to me. You know what that sounded like to me? That Kevin Hart video that comes on. He's like, ow, my pussy hurt.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah.
My pussy hurt. So we can't foul you, white people. We can't take BART. We can't sell water.
You can't sell hot dogs either.
We can't sell hot.
Yeah. So a young 12-year-old boy was out there. He's been doing this for the past 2 or 3 summers now. He sells hot dogs in the summer. I think $1.50 hot dogs, $2 Polish dogs, and some hating ass motherfucker wanted to call the cops on him, saying, "Well, he ain't got no permit." So what I love about this story is the city of Minnesota not only took that and was like, "Man, mind your fucking business." They came out and they actually sent material for him to pass health codes. And then they actually paid the $87 for him to get his license to make sure that he could stay out there and get the shots.
Why we got to do all this extra shit? Because that was a white boy, that shit wouldn't have happened.
Oh, for sure. But this was... first of all, I want to give a round of applause for that. I'm giving a round of applause all this episode.
I know.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
I can tell.
I appreciate
Get a round of applause for people that robbed 6ix9ine. Come on, press
I
it.
ain't doing that.
Press it.
I don't,
Press it!
no.
Rachel!
Rachel!
That's
That's exactly how Malik sounded in the second to last game on... Where the fuck is Rachel?
Oh, yeah.
He rolled his ankle.
Where's Rachel? Rachel! Oh, that's what we forgot to mention. It was the 10-year anniversary of Dark Knight.
It is, yeah.
Last week was.
Yeah.
It was the 10-year anniversary.
You know what we also missed somehow, some way?
Who?
And I'll make it up later. The 30-year anniversaries for both Don't Be Cruel and Any Heartbreak.
And it's the 25th anniversary of Poetic Justice. There's a whole bunch of anniversaries. We old as fuck.
Yeah, man. So we talk about those 5 weeks for good music. Mm-hmm. So remember, Don't Be Cruel was the first album Bobby released since leaving the group. Those albums dropped on the same day.
Wow.
And they were both MCA records.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like, exactly.
Oh, the shit.
But yeah, again, I want to give props out to him because not only did they do that for the kid, but it was basically another way of saying, mind your fucking business, and we gonna keep going about ours.
Keep that same energy.
Right, because now it's at a point where you can't do shit against this kid when he's selling his hot dogs. Because he's legally there. He's a young entrepreneur.
I just don't get it, man. We can't breathe. That's people you don't want us. These white folks don't want us to breathe on them. Instead, then they'll call the cops like it's fucking customer service.
Yeah.
You hoe ass niggas.
That's wild. Use 911 as customer service.
That's what it is.
That's just. I wish I had that privilege.
I know, right?
There'd be a lot of things I'd call in.
What other shit happened? Oh yeah, on the way to the fucking day party, I randomly just went through the Michael's catalog from Off the Wall to Invincible. Was it Yeah, to Invincible.
Day party was that bad?
No, on the way to the day party. Fuck you.
It's like, damn, you doing that at the party?
No, on the way to the party. No, like pretty much throughout the day, leading up to when I walk in the door, I was listening to Michael. And when I got to Dangerous, I have to admit something. I'll give you this when it comes to Prince. Michael was threatened by Prince when Dangerous came out.
Yeah.
The first half of that album, especially In the Closet, that was very Prince inspired.
It definitely was.
Like,
That's the thing I told you.
I'll give you that one.
That's the thing I told you months ago, because you were trying to figure out at what point where do you start in Prince's catalog to listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told you that off the air, yeah.
Right, and I brought up, okay, if you want to go to from anywhere from 1999 to Raspberry Beret, I brought those up because pop and mainstream wise, those were when he was really in his bag. But really, if you get to after that, the span, I think between 86 or 87 to 91 or 92, that was kind of where at that point he was like, I don't gotta do this mainstream shit, I'm gonna do this shit for myself. And in between that time, that's when you get songs like Diamonds and Pearls and all those joints. So pretty much for the whole 80s, like, don't get me wrong, it's not to discredit Mike. We know what his pedigree was. But in between that time, it was like Prince was dropping a record every year. And it wasn't like he was doing drop-offs. Like, he was dropping records, and they were not only still selling, but they were critically acclaimed at the time as well.
It was crazy. When we stay on Michael, like, I was just re-looking at Thriller and how much it sold. Because everyone's all talking about Drake's fucking sales and shit. I was looking at Thriller, and it went platinum when it first came out, right? A year later, it skyrocketed to 23 platinum in 1 year. Like, what? This is what people. Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is you? Because these people out there, they had to get up and actually buy those fucking records, man.
You know what? The only thing that I can remember in our era coming close to that was 50. Because they remember when he dropped Get Rich or Die Trying, they had to first it got screwed up because they didn't want it to get leaked out. So they had to drop the album because this is when records were dropping on Tuesdays. So they had to drop the record on a Thursday. Or a Friday, whatever. So they lost all those amount of times. He still ended up selling just under 900,000, and then the next week
he sold 800.
He only declined by like 12,000. He was still at over 850.
That's crazy.
That's the only time I can remember an artist.
But when it comes
having that kind of not having that drop off where it was significant.
I'm just thinking about I'm just thinking Thriller. Can you imagine if you added streams to that and people actually still went out and bought it? Can you imagine the top 10 just being the Thriller?
Top 9 is Thriller,
and number 10 would have been Say by Paul McCartney. Like and it was just like every week those tracks would just be battling for number. He would be playing.
Say goodbye to your Billboard. You're not getting in that Billboard.
It's just crazy. I'm like, how did this happen? And you listen, the album is press that button. Perfect.
Oh,
it was perfect.
Yeah,
all 9 tracks. Just. Man, for sure. That's what I'm saying. There's never going to be an album that will sell like that ever again.
And another thing, too, I don't even know if we talked about it on this episode. I'm sure we did a while back, but it got brought up again. The popularity, who was at their highest, 50 or Drake?
I saw that shit. Man, 50. We talked about this on the Shady retrospect
That's
episode.
what it was. Thank you.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to get into it, but again, I just want to highlight again, if you're going to bring up the streams, then yes, you have that beat. But we're talking about popularity 50 all around.
G had a video game.
They had a video game. They had clothing. They had
shoe line.
Let's look at OVO sound. You damn near don't even, unless you're paying attention to the artist, you don't know when they drop. Tony Yayo went platinum.
Everybody in G Unit went platinum. Every single person.
No, not everybody in G Unit. At least went. Besides Yayo, went double platinum.
Game went platinum. Buck went platinum. 50 went platinum. Banks went platinum.
The group went platinum.
The group as a whole went platinum. I don't even think Dipset did that. And everyone always talks about how dope Dipset was. Come on, man. Musically, G Unit was 50 at his prime.
And let's bring up the most important fact. 50 Cent is the reason why 360 deals exist now. Because of the vitamin water deal.
Yep. So they wanted that money.
Again, we may be get called the haters again.
That's not the haters when it's the truth.
Right. Well, let's keep it a buck. If you want to talk about music only, I'll give you that argument. First,
Yeah,
I'll give you that. But even then, the only reason I'll give him the argument is because as 50's career went on, it did start declining.
Yeah, of course.
So I'll at least give him. I'll at least give him that.
Yeah.
But overall, nah, you're not getting bigger than 50.
Nah, M hit a jackpot when he signed him. M and Dre hit a jackpot. Yeah. M said he could have retired after he signed 50.
Yep.
Shit, man.
But he didn't. And
shut up. Yeah, exactly. But speaking of M, they said the Eminem show's about to go. It's about to sell over, I think, 12 million.
Not bad.
Yeah, 12 million or some shit like that. Like it's gonna go double diamond or some shit like that real soon.
Well, it's diamond already.
It's diamond, but it's gonna sell a lot more records pretty much. Okay. So he's like the only rap artist to have 2 diamond albums.
Props to him, man.
Damn. So when we were talking about sales, I didn't even put it online. Like, I don't like talking about sales, but and then someone said we know. It was a Drake fan, but it was like, hey man, like when it comes to Drake, the sales he's doing, it's on a whole other level, man. Just in hip hop, not rock, not country, none of that shit.
Yeah.
Rap, hip hop. Yeah. Hey man, fuck it.
Fuck it, man.
Fuck it. But Drake, but still a cruel summer for him. That's pretty much it.
We covered everything.
Yeah, we covered everything.
Good episode.
Yeah, it was.
I was afraid of. There was just a lot of shit that happened this week, so I was like, "Well, what are we gonna take off?" And I'm like, "We got everything."
Yeah, we didn't even have a rundown. We just went with the flow.
Yeah, this is literally one of those. Oh, last one.
What?
Kid Cudi's cover story for Billboard.
I didn't read that.
So he discussed mental health in that, which rightfully so.
Of course.
But the highlight of that everybody gravitated towards was that he says him and Kanye, they plan on doing more Kid See Ghost projects.
I'll wait and see. You know how I am about that.
Of course. All I'm saying, I'm just telling you what I read.
I know. I read it too. I saw that part.
And Kanye is saying the next single from Ye is going to be All Mine.
All Mine went platinum.
That's why it's going to be the single.
What was All Mine? How did that sound? That one?
That one?
The one with Jeremiah or the Jeremiah clone singing it? Might as well play it, kind of, if you can hear it.
I ain't playing that shit. Let's not get carried away.
Well, no, I'm just so I can hear it. Ish.
Yeah, it was that one.
Oh, okay, it's the second song. I'm surprised he didn't put Yike, but he did release Lights as a single.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but All Mine went platinum. People really listen to that.
I guess, man.
Yeah. Well,
for sure.
Yeah, we're trying to stall because you're not gonna hear from us maybe in a week. So
yeah,
depending on what happened, you might have an emergency, like if Pusha released another diss record or some shit.
Yeah, something major. But in the meantime, in between time, you can always
shout out to Fab. I told him "Son of a Pimp 2" was a classic. And
what did he say?
He was like, "Oh, thanks, fam." But it was in the middle when he was talking to some females.
Right. Oh yeah, of course.
So I had to put in a little something. I was like, "Hey, Fab, album's a classic." Oh, thanks, man.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Of course, you can hit us on Twitter. Of course, the official iLLogical Sense account is iLLogicalSP.
Hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
And then, of course, you can hit me on all my social media across the board: Twitter, IG, JC No Hundreds.
You can hit me on the Twitter with Mr. Busby 408. And, Instagram, Mr. Busby. I post thought-provoking shit. You ain't gonna see my face as much. You're gonna see a lot of thought-provoking shit that makes you think.
I'm actually gonna get back on IG. Start posting one day at least.
You don't have to post.
I took a break.
You don't even have to post that much on IG. You ain't really shit to post about.
But there's stuff I like. There's stuff that catches my eye every day. Yeah, I'm not talking about inspirational shit. I'm just talking about even fuckery stuff.
Like I said, I took inspiration from John Cena's Instagram when he was just posting random
pictures,
no nothing. And I'm like, okay, I took that account. That's what I started doing. It makes more sense.
And then, of course, you can hit up our official Instagram page at the iLLogical Sense on Instagram. Exactly. And then go to Facebook and like the page. And again, SoundCloud, iTunes,
leave
Facebook
comments
page,
and all that shit.
Yeah, comments. We definitely appreciate everybody that tunes in every week. Mm-hmm. That gives us feedback.
Yep.
Other than that, though, again, if nobody pops off, it really looks like we're taking a week off.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I say that now and...
watch something pop off, and there'll be a whole week of more fuckery.
I say that now, Will Smith drops his comeback album.
Hey, watch that.
And it gets 4 out of 5 mics and shit, and it's like, oh, well...
We're back.
We're back.
I mean, there's a retrograde about to happen soon, so shit's just going to go backwards.
Maybe it's a good thing I stay off, because we know what happens my last retrograde.
What happened to your last retrograde?
That TV show on Netflix,
What TV show?
Yeah,
13
there was
Reasons?
13 Reasons.
Oh,
and-
the first season. Yeah, the first season. See, in my opinion, the first season happened. The second one never happened.
No.
Hannah's dead.
Never happened like Future.
It never happened.
Speaking of Future,
I saw the baby. Yep.
yeah, that was funny. I don't know whose wedding it was at, but
It was
baby,
at the it was at Pusha's wedding, I think.
was it? Because they were outside. His wedding was inside.
Oh yeah, it was, huh?
Yeah, this little baby. I think she was the flower girl. She was walking up, and then she realized who it was.
And she
stopped,
started stomping her feet.
started dancing. And I was like, "You get it, little baby."
Hey man.
But keep the lean out of baby bottle.
Wow.
Hey, I'm just saying, man.
Hey, at least the child recognized them.
Oh shit! Damn.
I know, and that's what we're gonna end it. You can blame
Vicious.
Yeah, you can. Hey, you so vicious. You so vicious. How long have we been doing this?
I don't know.
Doesn't it even say the time right there?
Yeah, I ain't paying attention. Who cares?
Okay, well, bye you. Bye. And fuck Jed York, I guess.
Peace.